Welcome back, everyone, to Rhodium After Dark. That's right, and it is 10 p.m. So you guys are probably home. You guys already had your dinner. You guys ate up all your top ramen. Now what you're doing is probably just getting a Modelo, probably getting some, some good liquor, chilling. Your girl already showered. She's sitting right there with her G-string, getting ready for some mature content. But here's what we're going to do. Before I introduce my very special guest, you guys already know who he is. He's been here before. He's no stranger to the podcast, but I want to share with you guys some of the artists that we've had. For those of you guys that had not tapped in recently. Okay, we've had Juan Gotti from Texas here. We've had Lady Lux, dope female artist. We've had Alex Cervantes Enterprise. We've had that show. We've had, we give a president reaction with Brando when Biden and Trump went ahead and battled it out. And then tonight, we have none other than Afro. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into it. We're not going to waste any more time because we got a lot of things we want to talk about. We will open up the phone lines eventually, so hopefully you guys will wait up. So drink up and be entertained. And once again, please allow me to introduce, once again, my friend who is no stranger to this podcast, Afro's in the building.
Yo, Tony.
Give it up.
Thank you for having me, brother.
Hey, brother, it's always a pleasure, man. When we're not talking about movies, we're talking about conspiracies or whatever, but it's always a good show. So other than that, I know we talked not too long ago and you were on tour. Can you kind of tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I did a couple days in Florida. We did Jacksonville, Orlando, and Fort Lauderdale. And I was with my guys. Yeah, we were just knocking the shows out 3 in a row. And Fort Lauderdale was a lot of fun because it was more of a college town and everybody was just chaotic and it was a crazy scene. So it was a cool trip. Yeah,
that's cool. Now you like flying, man? 'Cause I'll be honest, I've never liked flying. Though I've flown everywhere, but I don't like flying.
At first, I really enjoyed flying, and now, when the pandemic hit, there was like a good year or 2 years straight where I was not able to fly at all. And I wasn't used to that because I was flying for a good amount of years straight. And those 2 years kind of grew like a kind of weird, mild fear of flying for me now. So yeah. I can still fly on a plane, no problem, but I definitely get the jitters more often now.
Yeah, okay. Now I wanted to ask you, I wanted to bring up something because a lot of people may not know that you actually do movie reviews or movie reactions. Can you kind of tell us where we can find that? And give us a couple of movies that you've recently reviewed.
Yeah, I got my shirt right here, Fro Thizzle Reviews. This is more of an older design, but you can find me on YouTube, Fro THIZZLE Reviews, and recently I also do movies and games. One of my favorite games of all time is Left 4 Dead. It's a really dope zombie game, and it kicks a lot of ass. And it was released in 2008, but it gives me like a 28 days later meets like a George A. Romero kind of feel. Like they're fast zombies, but it feels like a Romero kind of game. Okay. So it's really a lot of fun. That was the last review that I did.
Okay. Now, I think I saw one. Did you recently do Malcolm X with Denzel?
Yeah, I did Malcolm X.
Okay. Okay. First and foremost, I do want to say I'm not a Muslim, but I like Malcolm X. Not just the movie. I thought Denzel did a great job.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
But I like Malcolm X. I like how passionate he was for his people. And if I'm correct, according to Who Shot Malcolm X, I guess on Netflix, his own people did it.
Yeah, that's what's messed up is the reason why I love Malcolm is a lot of people look at Malcolm, they trap him in a box like I understand the pro-black and, fight the power, and I'm for that too. There's a side of me of that. But what I really respect about Malcolm was near the end of his life, he grew to realize that, he's like, there's whites, blacks, there's tons of people, like Muslim people who are looking for that same path. And he started to realize, like, hey, it's not all just about the black folks, and there's a side of me of that too, the pro-black militant side. But Malcolm, I really respect and love Malcolm. Right. And I think Denzel, that's probably my favorite performance from him. I think he did a great job.
He was great. And then I believe it was the director, bro, Spike Lee.
Spike Lee, yeah.
Did a great job too, man. He's always been doing great jobs. A lot of people don't know, and correct me if I'm wrong, he's the one that did Summer of Sam.
He did Summer of Sam, yeah.
That was very different from
with
him.
Adrian Brody, yeah. He did that one. And John Leguizamo, yeah.
That was a good movie. John Leguizamo's starting to become a fucking weirdo to me now, bro. He's a big-time Biden lover right now. He loves Biden.
And not only that, I know he said something recently that was a little bit weird. I think he was going against the Mario casting and all that when I was popping off, and I was just like, dude, the new Mario is way better than the old movie. It's not even close. It's not even close. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like, yeah.
Now, since speaking about zombies, before we get into our topics, speaking about zombies, I still got my headset on. Let me take this shit off. World War Z with Brad Pitt. Okay. I thought that was a dope movie.
I enjoy that one. I think it's dope.
Yeah, and it gave us a chance to see Brad Pitt in a different light because he usually isn't involved in this kind of movies.
Yeah, that's true. Like the close. I mean, an interview with a vampire. I consider that more of a gothic kind of like, you know, gothic vampire kind of flick, not like a creature like rabid infected. Like that's a whole different. It was a different genre for Brad Pitt.
Yeah. I think you told me already, but for the people that didn't hear you, favorite zombie movie of all time.
Me, Day of the Dead, 1985, George A. Romero. And I'm a psycho. I have George A. Romero's name tattooed on me because he's my favorite director of all time.
You ever meet him?
No, I never got to meet him. I was a little bit younger when he passed away a couple years ago.
Okay.
So I wasn't able to meet him. But I've been to Pittsburgh and I was able to see where they shot at the Mall of Dawn of the Dead, the original. So that was pretty cool.
Oh, that was in Pittsburgh? Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay. That'll work. Now, really quick, did you get into or did you watch the presidential debate, Trump and Biden?
I saw a couple clips on Twitter, like floating around, and it was comedy to me because Biden's just like freezing and stuttering, and they're bringing up like the Stormy Daniels stuff and all this is going crazy. But it was just weird to see Biden just like a robot or just like a, you know.
You know what? He literally looked like, first and foremost, I do want to say this, that I was very surprised. One thing that surprised me about Biden, that his health held him up, like that he was able to withstand the 2 hours up there, because they were trying to get him a chair, and they didn't go with it. You know, Trump had a lot of rules. Whenever you didn't talk, they mute your mic. They didn't have a live studio audience. They had 2 commercial breaks, and they had a couple other things. Some people were saying it was favoring Biden, but I just think Biden's just too old, bro. Yeah. And a lot of people were saying, oh, they must have shot him up with something for him to stay up there.
I agree. I mean, he's undoubtedly old. So.
Now, here's one thing that I found out that I thought might have been kind of gross. And if I'm wrong, then I will apologize to Biden when I see him. But what's been trending, that his wife, I don't know if you heard about this, was actually the babysitter to his children.
Whose wife?
Biden.
Oh, wait, the babysitter to whose children?
Okay, Biden was married, and they had a babysitter. Mm-hmm. That is now his wife.
Oh, wow. Oh, I get you. Wow. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, this dude's going around sniffing top of kids' heads, and I'm not surprised. You know,
what's up with that,
that's
bro?
Crazy. That's crazy to me, yo. Like,
just recently, did you see how he shook that one man's hand? It was a black man. He shook his hand, and then he grabbed him, and then he felt it like this. Like, that's weird, bro. I'm like, bro, like, okay, I know you're old, but you're doing that, you know, I don't know.
Yes, but no, he's like, to me, I mean, creepy is creepy. So when all that was surfacing a couple years ago with him, like, feeling up on shoulders and getting too close to the hair, I'm like, that's
sniffing?
That's a little too, it's too much for me. I don't get down with that.
From what you know, you think he's gonna win?
Honestly, I'm not sure. Like I think it can unfold in many ways. To me, I think there's a lot of like Civil War predictive programming going on. Uh-huh. And somehow I think that can tie into election or whoever wins. Like, God forbid, I can see if Trump wins, something crazy can happen. And if Biden wins, I can see something crazy can happen. But it just depends. Like I don't know. I don't know if Trump wins, if that's going to set off the Civil War or be a part of it, or if Biden wins, that's going to set it off. But I think something is going to lead towards that, you know, and the election in a part of it.
I know the Democrats, they hate Trump, and they're trying to do anything for him not to win. Some people think that Newsom might take Biden's spot, you know, if he decides not to run. But he just recently said that he is going to run still. Okay. So we'll see what happens.
It's a shit show. It's a shit show.
It is. Okay, now let me ask you a question it's a popular question that I've been asking a lot of my buddies that not only are in music, but also, you know, talk about conspiracy theories. I'm sure you're familiar with the flat Earth. Do you believe that we live in a flat Earth?
Now, I have a good amount of buddies who do believe that we're in a flat Earth, but I honestly haven't dug too much into it. But me personally, I feel that we are in just a regular, like what would you go, a globe?
A globe, yeah.
And I don't know if I was programmed to believe that with the history books growing up, but I always felt like we were in a globe. But I'm not sure. I personally haven't been to space. So
Yeah, me neither. Me neither. But I'll tell you what. Let's do this, okay? See if you can do this next time since you fly a lot. Walk in with your cell phone. Can I ask you a question? And if you don't like it, I'll delete it afterwards. Okay. You're asking the captain or the guy that flying the plane. Do we live in a flat Earth, or do you believe in a flat Earth? And see what he says. Everybody that I've asked, I said, it's round. Everybody. And so now
all the pilots and the
pilots, yes.
Right.
Ask them, and see what they say. And then,
that's true. I think that some of the best people that you would want to ask are the pilots that question. Like, hey, is it flat? Is it round? Or,
No, but here's my thing for the people that say it's flat, it's flat, it's flat. They're lying to you. My question is, why would they hide a flat Earth? What is it that we're going to find out about a flat Earth that they don't want us to know?
That's a good question.
You see what I'm saying?
Why is it so secretive? Why?
If it's fucking flat, it's fucking flat.
Like, there's a couple other theories that I can absolutely understand why they would be so secretive about, but that's true. That's a good point. When it comes to the flat Earth, I'd be like, yeah, if I wouldn't go crazy if they were like, yeah, we live in a flat Earth. Like, if they told us one day, I'd be like, all right, it's like
cool,
next day,
I mean,
but there's other stuff they're hiding where I'd be like, oh, but that one didn't really seem too crazy to me.
Yeah, that one didn't. At first, when I first heard the flat Earth, they were saying it's flat, and then some people say no, it's kind of like a little, like a little dome. People were saying
reminds me of Simpsons movie with the dome that they're in, the Springfield Dome.
And then remember that movie with Jim Carrey? Remember when he there's a firmament on top. I think it was like about Bruce Almighty. Was it Bruce Almighty? Yeah. Say it into the mic, Alex.
Was it Bruce Almighty? I can't remember.
I think it might have been.
Yeah, he goes to the edge and then he climbs up.
Oh, you're talking about the other movie.
Was it Eternal Sunshine? No.
Where he's being videotaped. Like
Truman Show.
Yeah,
that one.
Truman Show.
Somebody said it's like that, and then I was like, okay. And then we've never been to the moon because there's a firmament we can't leave.
I've honestly felt as a kid growing up that I was in the Truman Show, and I've had that feeling like I'm being watched. And I do believe in God. I believe in the Most High, but just as far as I don't know what the government, or if you will, them spying on me, them looking at me almost nearly every step, whether it's through the smartphones or the smart TVs or the camera. It's pretty much cameras everywhere we are. So growing up, I would have that weird feeling like, am I in the Truman Show?
Right. Okay. Now I do want to say something that in the 80s, I watched a show I believe it was on TV, where they said in the future, they're going to have cameras everywhere. We're going to be watched everywhere. Now, I said to myself, that would be crazy. That would never happen for them to have cameras everywhere. Now, keep in mind, I'm a teenager in the mid 80s. Okay, that could never happen. Cameras everywhere. They're going to be watching us. I'm going to feel like we're in jail, bro. We have them everywhere.
They're everywhere. They're on our phones. They're on our TVs. We go to sleep, there's cameras on us. We wake up, there's cameras on us.
Look. And I'm going to say this because there are people that, because of cameras, have gotten justice. This is what I mean. There's been people that have tried to do drive-bys. There's been people that have done hit and runs and took it off. And because of those Ring, doorbells.
The doorbell joints? Yeah.
Bro, you're not going to get away, bro. You're not going to
almost
get away.
Everybody has a Ring camera now. I have a Ring camera.
Yes.
Almost everybody has one. And we can connect it to our phones now, so we can just boop, boop, boop. We either see the driver's license plate that you skated off in,
yes. Yes.
Yeah, the details now. So
now,
and every stoplight too, every corner light, wherever
And they just say the Ring doesn't, maybe you go by too fast and maybe the Ring doesn't pick it up. There's one around the corner. Somebody has it.
Yeah, your neighbor has one. Like my neighbor across the street got one. They got
So you really ain't going to get away with anything.
Yeah, like it's not the 1950s or 60s or 70s no more, where you can get away with a lot of shit. And
Yeah.
You know,
Go
real
ahead.
quick. Recently there was a video about a girl that crashed into a building, and she was driving down the street, and like she got. They took it as an accident, but later, when the investigators did their research, you know, they found all kinds of ring cameras, like the whole route that they took that day, and they figured out that she did it on purpose. Like she crashed into a building on purpose and killed the other two people.
Oh wow. Wow.
You know? So
Okay.
it's crazy, you know. Like the you're right about the ring cameras. Everyone has one.
Yeah.
And the cops will go down every street and ask if they can get that footage.
I just had a buddy that got off of probation for beating a dude's ass, and he thought that he had gotten away with it. But no, they came to his house to arrest him because somebody across the street from where he beat the dude's ass had a ring.
Oh, wow.
And they caught it all on film. And he knew martial arts, and he was kicking the shit out of this dude, or whatever. But he was able to get a good lawyer and try to get out of it because he said he was defending his daughter or whatnot. But even a fight, you're not going to get away. You know, an example, Danny Trejo, okay, Machete.
Oh, yeah, that just popped off recently at the LA parade.
Yeah. You know, somebody threw a water balloon. He got out, swung on the dude swung on him, dropped him. Then he dropped his homies.
Yeah, the homie, yeah.
Everybody had their own camera. So you can't lie and say this didn't happen, you know. But
Yeah,
that's
it's right in the open. Right in the open.
yeah, that's the thing though. Now everything and Busta Rhymes, it's been trending. He went off at an audience just recently.
Because everybody had their cameras out, and yeah, he was like, everybody get your asses up, put your phones away. I'm not from that era. Yeah.
And you know what? And I have to applaud him for that because
I understood where he was coming from. Yeah, absolutely.
one of the worst things for me to do at a show is to get people chairs to sit down. Bro, we performed in front of maybe 12 to 14,000 people. And motherfuckers are like this.
Yeah, yeah.
They're this is close to you. And you're hyped up trying to get them. They're like, this, to a certain extent, instead of living in the moment, they're just trying to capture the moment. You know, I remember when we would go out and do the old, now throw your hands in the air, and the whole fucking stadium.
Yeah, it's crowd response. Crowd response. It feeds off the energy. Me as a performer being on stage, that energy only pushes you further, and it pushes you to complete your set, and you also, it shows the appreciation too. Like
Right.
I can understand them wanting to have that memory for a very long time where they can keep it for them, but also I'm like, if you are sitting down and you're just like a couch potato, I'm like, bro, this is a concert. This is a live show.
Like, why did you come then?
Like, it's a total live show. Yeah, it's best if I'm not a big fan of when people sit down personally, but I tell them when I'm on stage, I'm like, yo, please get up, come on, let's rock. Like, I need y'all energy. You give me energy, I give it back. That's how it is.
Now, moving on from the flat earth, here's another thing that since I started podcasting, it's been trending, at least here and amongst other podcast circles. Reptilians, lizard people. I'm sure you're familiar with that. Okay. I want to ask you this, Afro, and I want you to be honest with me. Do you believe they exist?
I would say so. Like, do I have any personal proof? Have I personally seen it? No. But there have been really weird occurrences that I've seen in television or on the media. And even I'm not sure if they're digitally altered or not. But, like, for example, the first thing I could think of that made me feel weird about reptilians was watching a Simpsons episode when I was young. And I believe the reptilian had gotten the heads of the presidents and ripped them off to reveal reptilians. And to me, I'm like, of course it could be a joke in a TV 14 animation comedy, but to me that always felt weird. And then I see, like, I'm not sure if this is altered or not, but I remember an old clip of Justin Bieber with his eyes flashing, and that was like really reptilian-ish.
Right.
And then some news reporters through the years, you can see their eyes kind of like bug out a little bit, and felt really reptilian-ish. So, and then I do believe in they live, and that's more aliens. That's more like aliens.
Yes.
I would kind of branch them together because I always grew up feeling like They Live was kind of real. And I know Roddy Piper, before he passed away, he said that They Live was a documentary. Like, it's a film, but like he's like, yo, it's a documentary, guys, right before he passed. And for those that don't know, that's the lead actor of the film.
He was a professional wrestler.
And an incredible wrestler. Like, yeah, absolutely.
Roddy Piper. Okay.
Yeah. But I always believed in stuff like They Live and like put on the sunglasses, like boom, but I don't know what the sunglasses would be in real life here, but yeah.
Wow. Okay. That movie really, really tripped me out because for those of you guys that have never seen it, when you guys get a chance, maybe just Google or go to YouTube and then punch in They Live trailer, and then you guys will see it. What it is that him, by accident, he finds some glasses, he puts them on, and when he puts them on, he's able to see, in a sense, real life.
Yeah,
if he's an alien, I'll be able to see that he's an alien.
Right.
He takes them off, and he's human.
Yeah.
But once he puts them on, now the alien knows that this guy has,
knows who he is.
Knows who he is.
And they talk in a watch. They're like, we see the intruder. We see him. It's it's bugged out, but yeah.
I think about this. That watch was before its time.
Yeah, because now we have iPhone watches, and it's crazy. Yeah.
Now, if you go back to the 70s.
I think they have FaceTime in the movie, too. And
I think so.
Yeah.
Now, I think it was in the 70s, when I was a youngster, there was a show called Johnny Sacco and His Flying Robot. Okay, it was more of a Japanese movie. And that's where I believe they got the idea for Power Rangers. Okay. Giant Robot was the name of his robot. He used to go Giant Robot, but he had a phone on his watch.
On his wrist, dang.
Since back then, okay? And I remember because, like, enemies would always come into the territory, so he would always, Giant Robot, attack. And then all of a sudden, and then they would fight. They looked like the way the Power Rangers were. But that technology, I believe, has been around for years, man.
Oh yeah, and I think it boils down to them planning ahead for many, many years. The government or elite or whatever you want to call them, I strongly believe they plan 30, 40, 50 years ahead, or like even more.
I had heard through a military man that their technology. Now, keep in mind, I was still trying to let that one sit in. He told me the United States military technology is 50 years ahead of yours. Now, keep in mind, I'm 56. So if they were 50 years ahead of times, is it possible that when I was 6 years old, they already had cell phones, FaceTime, watch phones? It's just weird to think that, man.
Yeah, and I also think that they put it into the movies or the television. I strongly believed in, like putting it, because the best way to hide stuff is in the form of entertainment or comedy or a movie, a stand-up. That's why I strongly believe in a lot of comedians like George Carlin, or the reason why they were able to put so much truth in there. Some people were laughing at it, but in reality, it was some real shit. So I feel like that with the movies, and I feel like with the wristwatch and the cell phones and the FaceTimes, I felt like they had it. Like they had it back then, even right in the open.
So we're not going to give it to you just yet. We're going to control you.
You guys have to wait 30 years from now. We're making the movie right now in 92? What was Demolition Man, 93? And there's a lot of crazy futuristic shit in there. Yeah, and just the screens and pop, like all that type of, it's crazy.
Can you imagine somebody shows you something? Let's just say that you're a kid and you're 8 years old, and they show you this phone, and then you say, "What's that?" You're an 8 years old kid, and he says, "See that VCR you have? Yeah, it's in here. See that phone that your mom uses? Yeah, it's in here.
Clock on the wall. It's in there.
Here.
Your wristwatch is in there. Like
everything's in there.
Everything.
Your
photo camera, your little Polaroid. That's in the video. That's in the.
Yeah, you want to get somewhere? Location, it will be right in here. All of this that's in your living room in your house is going to be in here. Okay, and then you say,
bug out.
When does it come out? Oh, when you're about 30. That would freak me out because I would be like, what? Why? you know.
Yeah.
But I believe that that's the way they just been doing it for years, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think they stay ahead of the curve, and a lot of times in the worst way. I think a lot of it is going to end up in some sort of chaos. Like here, I'm more than grateful for the phone I have, but I'm kind of preparing for the time where iRobot happens, where just rogue AIs start like taking over type of shit. I can see like 10 different apocalypses happening, but iRobot, that's based in 2035 in the movie, and we're not far from there. So I'm like, I could see that happening.
Maybe to those the future back then.
Yeah, and I believe what in 2004 when that movie came out, I believe they had certain things like that just in store, They had intel on that script to write that in, or I
had a buddy that I used to work with, and he used to be a big Obama supporter. Okay, I mean he was campaigning for Obama, raising money for Obama. Obama won. Okay, he was happy. After like the first 2 years, he became the biggest Obama hater. Okay, he never really told me like what was it that broke the camel's back, but he did say, and now keep in mind, this is where he blew me away. Do you know what a reptilian is? And I said, no. That was the first time that I heard of it. Was around the second year of Obama that I first heard of reptilians. And I said, no. And he said, he's a fucking reptilian. And I said, what? He goes, yeah. And then his wife, that's Michael.
Yeah, Michael. But yeah, Michael Castro, you know, Michael Obama, you know all about that, right? Yeah, Big Mike. Yeah, Big Mike. Yeah, Big Mike.
So keep in mind.
That's crazy.
I'm first hearing this, and I was like, what? He goes, those kids, those are not even their kids. And I said, who's Mike? That's a, I was like, what the fuck? He's got a dick. So keep in mind, this is a guy that everything was Obama, change.
Right, at first, a huge supporter.
And then he said he was a reptilian. He was showing me a video one time where Obama was standing somewhere and a fly landed on him. I think you guys can still see this. A fly landed on him. And he goes, look what he does. To me, it looked like somebody did some type of he stuck out his tongue and he got it.
Oh, really?
Yes. He goes, he's a reptilian. And I was like,
I know there was another video. I don't know if it was Biden or somebody, but like a fly landed on him or something and it stayed for a very long time. Yeah. I know a lot of comments were like, yo, that's like they land on corpses. Like, so it's like, he's like a dead man walking. I'm like, damn, it's just crazy.
Yeah. So he said Obama was a reptilian and Big Mike was a man and those kids were rented, but I'm starting.
There's a lot of Big Mike theories though. Like he's not alone. There's like a huge community of people that believe like Michelle's a man.
Really?
Yeah, there's a decent community. Yeah, like you'll see like every Michelle Obama interview, like on Ellen or whoever in talk show she's on, you'll see a couple comments like Big Mike ? Like, and they have a lot of likes. It's crazy.
Let me ask you this: from what you've seen, do you think that it is a man?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't think so. Like, but would I be surprised if it was? No, but I don't think so. I think it's Michelle. Yeah, I think she's a woman.
Did you ever see Joan Rivers? Are you familiar who Joan Rivers is?
Yeah, and that honestly, that does make me kind of question
See
a little
what
bit
I'm
more.
saying?
Yeah, because I mean, Joan Rivers got murked like a little bit after that too.
Yeah, yes.
The guy asked her, and she was like, yeah, Michelle Obama, that's a transgender. And she's like, yeah, that's a tranny. And she died like a couple weeks later.
Yeah,
so that's crazy.
It's true. Here's another one. When Obama was running, there was a couple of white guys, and keep in mind, this is just hearsay, but on TV and on YouTube, saying that they were Obama lovers, that they were sexually involved with Obama.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Like some secret
yes.
party or kind of shit.
No, like boyfriends.
Oh shit.
Like I was dating Obama,
right.
And now everything that I'm saying honestly is public knowledge. You guys can just look it up. I didn't make this up. You can just YouTube. White guy says he performed oral sex on Obama. And when they were interviewing this guy, they said, well, how did you know he was Obama? He goes, I didn't know he was anything. He goes, until they said he was running for president.
Oh, shit.
He goes, and I had blown him the night before or something like that. And I was like, what the hell? And we smoked crack cocaine together. And I was like, shit. Now, I will say this, that those guys disappeared.
I was gonna say, is he still alive? This guy?
Yeah, no, well, these guys disappeared when Obama started to run, and it looked like he was in a win. So they were quiet. So, and then the guy spends $2 million of his own money to hide his personal records. What do you got to hide, bro?
And then I know he was involved in all the emails and all like the hot dogs and pizzas and all the secret shit in the emails to Obama. So it's super. Yeah.
The Pizzagate thing.
Yeah. That.
Do you think that's really real, man? Like, do you think that really goes on?
I think it's weird as fuck, and there have been a couple times that have made me question it for sure. I'm not 100% like sure on it, to be honest, but there's a lot of big blockbuster films that goes down to the programming and all that stuff that I keep mentioning. And pizza, I know pizza's like, I love pizza. Don't get me wrong. It's a delicious fucking food. But the way that it's presented in a lot of more blockbuster films and stuff like that has always been a little bit weird and random to me.
Right.
And the fact that you have some of the biggest stars, like Ellen DeGeneres at the Oscars, like hey, pizza for everybody, like. And Ellen to me is super, super suspect. Like, just like
big time. That
alone, like her, pizza, everybody, all the biggest Hollywood stars ever, always chowing down pizza and like some of the biggest films ever, is always just rubbed me a little bit weird, So I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know. But part of me wouldn't be surprised if that shit is real,
Yeah. Okay. Now, I was going to go somewhere with that as far as the whole Obama, the whole reptilian thing. My thing is that if these things are real, would you like to see one?
An alien?
Or a reptilian? Are they the same thing?
Oh, my reptilian. I feel like it would have a very demonic and creepy energy. That's just me personally. So a reptilian, I don't think I would want to fuck with one. An alien, if they're like cool like E.T., that'd be my homie. Like, I'd be smoking with E.T. and everything. But if it's an alien like Signs or something like that, I'm not fucking with that.
I'm not
fucking with no alien from Signs or the Fourth Kind, some shit like that. I'm not fucking with that.
Hey, okay, first and foremost, I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to ask you this about the Fourth Kind, okay? My dad, he's the one that introduced me to film when I was a kid, okay? And I want to say this, that there was a few movies that he told me that bothered him. Of course, one was The Exorcist. I was 8 years old when he took me to go fucking see that movie. Okay? But he did tell me one day, because down the street, there used to be a video store. It was one of the last video stores. They only closed down like 2 years ago.
They're starting to close them up too, man. Like,
yeah. So I know we're living in the last days if they ever close down Best Buy. Okay?
Well, now they're starting to close down physical media. They're gonna. I'm not sure if it's confirmed yet, but I think their plan is to eventually stop selling Blu-rays and DVD copies and stuff like that.
I collect that shit, bro.
And me too. I'm a collector. Like I got tons of Blu-rays, and I'm OCD with them. So I grew up going to Best Buy to get the DVDs, and a lot of the stores are gonna stop the physical media,
Yeah.
It's fucked up. I mean, they're gonna start shifting toward the streaming and all the Macs and all, which I have, but I'm a collector first.
I'm a collector too.
I'm a collector first.
Every time I go to Target, the DVD place is where I would go.
And straight there.
And then the toy
straight
section.
there, yeah. Me too.
Okay. Now you go to Best Buy and they just got a little area right there with DVDs.
It's tiny, yeah. I remember going to Best Buy, being a kid, and seeing a mountain of movies, being able to pick like a little mini museum of movies, new releases, and now there's only half a shelf.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's half a shelf.
So there was a video store down the street, which is like a half a block away from me. My dad used to stay over here, and he used to pick me up. Antonio, me recoges para ir, to go to the video store. I said, okay, cool. So I would drive right 2 blocks, drive him right here, get whatever he wants. He would take 4 movies at times and keep them for 2 days, and I would tell the guy, he's going to bring them late, but I'm going to pay you 2 days ahead of time. Okay. He called me up and he goes, I don't want you to watch this movie. And I said, what movie? And he said, ahorita te digo, I'll tell you right now. So he started telling me, he goes, I watched this movie. He goes, and it scared me. I felt that there was things moving in my apartment after that.
Oh, wow.
It was the fourth
kind.
Fourth kind.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'll be honest with you. I'm not afraid to watch it, but I obeyed him and didn't watch it. Can you kind of fill us in on the fourth kind? Because
so you haven't seen it?
No.
Still to this day?
To this day.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But I read on it. So it was almost like, from what I read, and correct me, it was almost borderline demonic, borderline alien.
That's what it is. Like, yeah, that sums it up very well. To me, it's like demonic possession meets aliens, and I think. To me, Fourth Kind, it did a very creepy blend of it together.
Yeah.
And there are a couple people who are like, Fourth Kind, that shit's whack. There's a small community of people who don't really get down with that movie. But me, I thought it was very effective. Like when I first saw it, I was around 12 or 13, and I saw it in the theater, and I thought it was terrifying. I was like the sound design and just what was going on in the screen, the possession scenes, like the audio tapes that would play. And they also did a decent job at making it seem like it was a real thing. Because
Yes.
I was young, I was naive. I was young. I'm like, is this real? I'm like, what the fuck? The first red flag I had was Alice Mila Jovovich, Resident Evil chick playing. She's an actress, so I should have known. But like with the promotion, it made it feel like it was a real thing. They were like, yeah, the possession's going on. These are like real events, real occurrences, or they're based on true events. And they're not really based on true events or like specific people, but I would say that shit definitely goes down in my opinion. You know, like the possession and all that shit all across, scattered around the world. So
Now,
Fourth Kind to me, I think is very creepy.
Okay. Now, Signs, that alien shit really like, that was a really fucking dope movie.
Yeah.
If you ask me, probably, it was M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah, he did it. Yep.
I think that's his best movie. My opinion.
That's my favorite movie of his too. And I think we're kind of in the minority. People would say Sixth Sense. People would say Unbreakable, which I enjoy both of those. I enjoy both of them. But I think Signs, like, I'm a fan of Mel Gibson as an actor. So I think it was really cool to see him in a different kind of movie. Like, we never really seen him in an alien, like, especially in like a drama alien film where then he plays this preacher who lost his faith. So he's dealing with those demons. So like, I really like Signs.
It was a mixture of, and then homeboy,
Joaquin Phoenix. He plays he plays like the bumbling brother, but he did a great job at it. He's hilarious in it.
Yeah, he is. He did a great job. Now, as far as that, we talked about reptilians, aliens. Do you believe they exist? Do you believe they're real?
Me personally, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Have I really seen anything? No. I do have an occurrence or an experience when I was younger. Sometime when I was in the end of middle school, I remember it was like around midnight or 12:30, and I remember looking up at the sky and around in my apartments, and I could have swore I had seen a UFO. And to me, it was really weird. It was like triangle. So it did get, the shape was kind of weird to me because usually I had seen UFOs as like circular or more like discs.
Right.
But I remember just like red lights flashing. It was a triangle. It was really creepy. I'm like, Mom, is that a satellite? And then she's like, it's probably a satellite, whatever. But I could have swore I had seen some really weird like shit going on with that triangle.
Yeah.
So I do believe in them. Yeah.
I started the Freaky Tales because I was raised with all that shit. My father was a big fan of Bigfoot. I wanted to believe so badly in Bigfoot. I don't know if that's real or not, but he believed it. And big fan of, he was a big fan of UFOs. So every UFO movie. One time he got really, really pissed off because back in the day, you guys that are my age will be able to remember, there used to be newspaper magazines. One's called The Star and the other one's called The Inquirer. So he used to buy them both. The Inquirer, and they actually come pretty big. Like, you know, when you get the newspaper, you open it up. Well, this was just like a magazine, but it was newspaper. And they said a new picture arises of a UFO. And it showed people doing this, you know, looking at it, and they just showed it right there. The next inquiry that came out the next week, somebody debunked it and said that it was edited, and all it was a hubcap that somebody threw.
Oh, wow.
And took a picture of it, got people to point up, and he just edited. And my dad was so upset because he really wanted to believe that.
Yeah. Right. That's
so there's people that will tell me, Tony, how could you not believe? How could you say that we're the only people here? Well, your no proof is proof that I don't think they're real. You know, we hear about that Roswell crash. Right. Then they say it was a water balloon, not a weather balloon. Then they say that, you know, these lights we're seeing over Arizona, these lights. I believe it's our own government, if you ask me, it's technology. I do believe that Area 51 is real. You know?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I just don't know if we have them like, remember Independence Day? You know, trapped somewhere.
Right. To me, like I had like me personally, I visibly haven't seen any exact proof of any sort of like alien figure, but I do like I have seen like Close Encounters of the Third Kind. To me, I do believe something like that is real, where they can or they live how they can disguise under humans somehow. And because some of those looks I see in those movies with people in real life have given me those same kind of looks, just like those bugged out, really. They're not there, they're totally checked out, but in a really creepy way,
Yeah.
So I do kind of believe in aliens as far as like that. Like I do believe they can like somehow, I don't know if it's reptilians, but somehow they can disguise and blend in with us. And,
well, there are people, because I believe that everybody that believed in UFOs or whatever new name they give them now, they give them new names for everything. What are those things called, Alex? Now they give them, they don't call them UFOs anymore. NTs or N. It's a weird
I don't
name.
know the term, but yeah, it was recently when they changed it, right?
Yes,
yeah,
it was recently.
because it was when they were like, "Oh, the government's gonna finally start talking about UFOs."
Yeah, and they released. We got 4K cameras, 5K cameras, and then the fucking footage that they show is all blurry.
UAP.
So, and then even Bigfoot, they give him a different name, isn't it? Getty
Yeah, I think it is.
or
Getty.
Yeti.
My guy,
Some shit like that.
I have a homie. His Instagram is Bigfoot Anonymous, and he goes out looking for Bigfoot.
Really?
He does. Yeah. That's my dude. I met him. He was a fan. I met him after a show. I can't remember where. Somewhere in Tennessee, I think. And he was like, "Yeah, I go look for Bigfoot. I go looking for him." I'm like, "That's crazy."
My dad used to tell me stories on how women used to, I guess in these newspaper magazines used to put out ads that they had sexual encounters with aliens. There was mostly out of like Portland, Utah, out that area, and how they used to get big crowds to come in. It would be like if a girl goes, next week I'll be speaking at this convention center and I'll be speaking about me having a sexual encounter with aliens on several occasions. Now, dudes that are really, really into that,
They're
bro.
They're
They're there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're front
man.
row. They're front row.
Yeah, my dad was telling me that he knew a guy that he drove his Volkswagen van with a 12-pack of beers, okay? He had no money for food, but he went and bought his ticket to go hear this lady talk about that she got some dick from an alien.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
I was like, maybe it was an illegal alien. We never know.
It was an illegal alien disguised as an alien.
As an alien, yeah. Now, I do want to say though, Afro, that I do believe that there is going to be an alien invasion. Now, before you think I'm crazy, let me say it this way. But I believe it's going to be set up by our government to instill fear in us. I've been having dreams like that for years, and I believe that they're going to come out from the water. I believe that they're in the ocean.
No, and the ocean has always freaked me out as a kid, because I do believe the thing that gives me kind of self-confirmation of how I believe that they do work in the ocean, and that they're supposedly the ocean is 5% discovered out of 100, which means that it's 95% undiscovered, which means nothing has been discovered at all.
Yeah.
And I do believe, like, even if you put Godzilla in the fucking ocean, it would probably be a good 75 or 60% chunk of the ocean that's still undiscovered with Godzilla in the ocean. That's how huge that is. So I'm like, I have more than enough reason to believe that the government definitely is chilling in those, and they have secret spots. They're figuring out what the fuck they're gonna do. And I do, the ocean has always been suspect to me since I was a kid.
Now, War of the Worlds, Steven Spielberg, Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Remember, they were shooting things on the ground.
Yeah,
and they would
rise up from the ground.
So that means in the movie they were already here. That's how I always dreamt them, that they're here already. It's just going to come to instill fear, Go
Real quick, have you seen that movie? Because right now that you're talking about that, have you seen the movie The Abyss?
Yeah, of course.
That's
James Cameron, right?
Yeah.
That's one of my favorites.
What's crazy is that James Cameron's been to the Mariana Trench.
He's been all the way down there. So it's like him and two other dudes who've only in history of the universe ever went that deep. Yeah.
Is that the same guy that went to the Titanic? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, who made Titanic? Yeah.
Okay, that
same guy. Yeah.
Okay. How did that guy survived going down there to the Titanic, and those other people died.
They went down in like a submarine or something like that, right? Like James Cameron, I think him and his team had like this airlock type pressures. I don't know, because the pressure down there is going to kill anybody in an instant. So I'm not sure if they had totally planned ahead and had their submarine airlocked into that pressure, but that is a tremendous amount of pressure when you think about it, because they say I'm going to butcher it right now, but all the way down there is equivalent to one person carrying 5 Boeing jets, or like an elephant standing on a postage stamp. Like, and you're the postage stamp getting stuff. Like, that's how it's supposed to be or something like. Yeah. So, that is a good point though. I'm like, if that's so much pressure, I mean, that's a lot of pressure.
Well, when James Cameron went down there and stuff like that, they used a lot of ROVs, but not just that. He had help building the vessel that he went down there in, you know. So, and he had it approved, you know. He went through all the
paperwork, right.
This other guy that went down there, he wanted to commercialize it, and he didn't, because there's no real rules that apply like the DMV to things out there in the ocean.
Right. Now, let me ask you this: say you meet James Cameron, he likes you, Afro, he likes your music. And he says this: I like you so much. I'm taking my crew next week to see the Titanic. We're going to have drinks and have food down there. I want you to come. Would you go? And don't lie. Be honest.
That is honestly my biggest phobia. One of my biggest phobias is the ocean.
Me too, bro.
I can't do it.
Me
I
too.
can't. I'll be like James Cameron. I'd love somehow any shape or form to be in your next film, but I cannot go down in that fucking Titanic.
I'm going to tell you things that I'm afraid of,
That's
bro.
a big phobia of mine.
Same thing with me. It's heights. I can't stand heights, bro. Okay?
To me, it's like looking over a cliff or something, or a ledge. God. That shit freaks me out. Yeah.
That, and I'm going to tell you another thing that really fucking freaks me out, bro, is spiders and snakes. So I'm kind of like Indiana Jones when it comes to that, you know?
Yeah, I hate scorpions. I'm not a scorpion guy. And I know people who have scorpions as pets. I'm like, y'all are bugging.
Yeah, one of my homies, he had a scorpion, and he would try to pet it, like, in you know, like,
yeah,
you dumb
like
bastard.
Fold the tail back and shit. I'm like, man.
And I'm going to tell you what really fucked me up with snakes, okay? I was a teenager. Now, my homie had a big-ass, I think it was like a boa constrictor, the motherfuckers that squeeze you.
Yeah.
And he would have it just in his house, bro. And I would be like, dude, like, don't invite me, bro. And I was like this. Don't do that. Don't do that. So
I'm like, yeah, you better.
He picked it up, okay? And he put it around his neck. I want to say I was about 17 years old. And he walks by me, and I'm sitting on the couch, bro, in his house. And he goes, Tone. I turn around, and he threw it at me, bro.
Oh.
Okay? And I fucking bugged out, dude.
Yeah, no.
I ran out of this motherfucking house, bro, and fuck you motherfucker.
Yeah, I'm never coming back,
yeah,
bro. I'm never coming back.
Yeah, he would do that. And I would go by his house sometimes, and he would have this big-ass iguana, like a big-ass fucking lizard, like this. And he would be like, come on, Tone, come over here. Fuck you, you know. I don't know how people can play around like that, bro. I can't.
Maybe those are reptilians. Maybe the people that are owning shit like that. I don't know. Maybe they're the ones in disguise, because it senses the reptilian. So it's like, oh, I'm at home.
You know, I'm gonna be real with you, and you ladies, if you guys here, don't get mad at me, but I can't trust a woman that loves snakes and spiders. I just can't.
There's a good amount of them too.
Yes.
Yeah.
They be having these big ass, nasty, black ass tarantulas climbing. Oh, he's so cute. Fuck you.
You see it on the TikToks and shit. They're like, yeah, here's my spider. His name's Fred. I'm like, I'm going to squish Fred. You better get Fred the fuck away from me. He's going to be a dead ass spider. You better get away, that tarantula away.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So you would not go down to the Titanic?
No, me personally, no. Yeah, it's too scary for me. Like, I can respect people who conquer their fears, but as me going down into the ocean is one of the last things I'll ever do in my life, ever. Yeah.
You know
especially
what?
that deep. Hell no.
Yeah. You know, because look, let's be honest. There's a 50-50 chance that you're probably not coming back.
Yeah. That's when the pressure's so big, the windows start to crack and shit. I've seen movies like that where the fucking submarine starts and the windows cracking.
You know, most submarines don't have windows on them anyways.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, they just use sonar to move around.
Got you.
You know, so that's crazy. All right, so imagine being on a submarine and you can't even look outside.
That's freaky.
You know,
Yeah,
that's crazy. Right?
That's pretty damn creepy. Because you don't know if like fucking Loch Ness or like Godzilla swimming by you or something, and you're in the submarine.
You'll know.
Oh, on the sonar, right? Yeah, on the
Yeah,
sonar.
you'll
Okay.
know whatever's around you for a few miles, but you know.
You can't see that. That's
And let's be
terrible.
honest, there's things down there right now, animals, sea creatures that we've never discovered, bro.
That's true. It's,
know?
if they're going by and saying that it's 5% undiscovered, I mean, if 5% only discovered, that's insane. Like, I mean, I'm liable to believe that every fucking thing exists, like mermaids and everything, like all
Yeah,
that shit,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Now I'm like, damn, like, so that's a huge percentage. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, now, let me ask you a weird question, okay? Because I know they show it a lot on social media, some stuff on YouTube. I haven't seen anything too convincing, but I want to know your take on this. Do you believe that time travel is possible?
I would love to believe that it's possible. I don't have any great examples, but I think it would be a trip. I mean, there's a couple videos that that have happened through the years where you'll see this guy pop up in now. You'll see this like 1940s looking dude pop up in here in 2024, like it just was like a little quick example.
Yeah.
And to me, that's a bug out, but that's something I would like to believe. That would be cool. Like
It
if
would
time
be
travel
cool.
existed,
Yeah.
it'd be like creepy but cool at the same time. Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk a little bit about that because there was a video circulating on YouTube. It was a Mike Tyson fight, okay? And it's in real time. Now, keep in mind, I've edited on Final Cut. I did my own documentary. I'm working on my second one. I know how you could put stuff in with today's technology to make it look like it's real, okay?
To alter stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
So I wonder if this was altered because it showed a guy ringside with one of these filming the fight. This is in 1992. And he was filming the fight. We didn't have these back then.
Yeah.
We still had the brick ones. Okay. So now I started thinking with that because my brother had told me, what do you think? What do you think, man? Do you think that was a time traveler? And I said, what if it was a guy that just worked for the government and he just had this already? Since their technology is 50 years ahead of ours.
Mike Tyson fight is huge at that time too.
Yeah.
It's like huge.
So maybe he had this already, and maybe he tripped people out. Oh, what's that? Oh, it's just a recording device. Go ahead.
What about could it be possible that maybe in other countries they already had this and they could have came from like China?
Possibly.
And then it was probably something new there, but right here nobody knew, maybe like something new.
That's something I wouldn't rule that out. I wouldn't rule that out. Yeah,
Okay.
at all.
Back to the Future too.
I can see that.
I'm a fan of Back to the Futures. Have you seen them? Are you familiar?
All three. Mm-hmm. All three.
Part two. Remember, Doc tells them you cannot go anywhere because you will change the course of time, if you will.
Right, yeah.
And he did.
Yeah.
He fucked around and did. That's the only reason why I would consider, if it's possible, why I would not.
Yeah, because any little thing
Anything,
it
bro.
can totally switch it up. It can alter your existence, your mom being your mom, your dad being your dad, things like that.
Very true.
Like
Very true.
I saw what was it, Hot Tub Time Machine. It was messed up because the guy that the young guy in the crew, he hates Lou, like the jerk in the crew, and then him like them altering stuff back in the day makes this scumbag the father of the young dude that he hates, and he's like, "Oh, you're my dad," and just because they switched things up,
Right.
So that little things like that. So,
There's a name.
Yeah,
for it.
yeah.
I think it's called the butterfly effect.
Oh, people.
Good movie.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
It's a good movie.
No, but what I mean is that's actually a thing. Like the butterfly effect is when you say that's what you're talking about. Like you're changing something and
Like the course. Yeah. Damn, that's
I wouldn't want to. Now, if I can go
wouldn't,
back
man.
and see myself or my family, maybe at an event at a Disneyland, but I'm far away, at least not where I can bump into them, then if I knew it was considered safe, then I would.
Yeah. I would just go into the guidelines because a lot of like A lot of the films that we see involving time travel where they mess up that course is because they were thick-headed. They were like, oh, yeah, I want to, fuck that. Let me do that, you know, right. And then they end up fucking up. So me, I would, if they gave me like a to-do list or if they gave me a guideline for it, I would stick to the rules. I'd be like, yo, okay, like, as far as the time travel concept, right. You know, I would be like, yeah, I'm not trying to mess up nothing, you know, but it's cool, but it's pretty scary too.
See, okay, not having my mother and my father here, I would have to think twice, because if I saw them all together, my whole family together, and as much as I miss them, I would hate to walk up to them and say, that's me.
Yeah.
You know, I'd fuck everything up.
Yeah, everybody just.
Okay. If you can go back and change one thing in your life, would you?
Yeah, I would. There's a couple things I did when I was a little bit younger that I would absolutely like time travel back, smack myself in the face or something, just to be like, hey, don't do that, bro. Right. Don't do that, yeah, you know.
Right.
If you do that, this shit's gonna happen to you, bro. So just don't do it.
Yeah,
but I've thought about that growing up. Yeah.
Alex, let's ask on the poll right there. Do you believe, or is time travel possible? Yes, no, I don't know. You know, is time travel possible? And then we'll come back in a couple of minutes. But yeah, that's always been a big question, because I do want to recommend the movie. I'm not big into love story movies. I'm not.
Me neither. Yeah, it's my least favorite genre.
So believe me, I didn't watch. What's that damn movie? The Notebook.
Yeah.
I didn't watch that shit. I've known guys that have told me, just tell a girl that you seen The Notebook. Oh, did you? Oh, it's one of my favorite movies. And she'll give it up real easy. I don't need that shit. Okay. I seen a movie, I want to say it was in the 80s, bro. Christopher Reeves in it, Superman, which to me by far is the best Superman.
Me too, I agree.
And then it was Jane Seymour, and the movie was called Somewhere in Time.
Never heard of it.
Honestly, I think you'll truly enjoy this.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it on the watch list.
And the score, the soundtrack, fucking phenomenal, bro.
Nice, yeah. That's what I wanted. That's what I want to hear.
Bro, let me tell you something.
I'm gonna peep it now.
That classical music that they play, you feel that shit, bro. I bought the CD and I bought the actual album for those that music. But Christopher Reeves, here's what he finds out. He goes to an old hotel, and I'm not going to give it all away, but he goes to an old hotel, and he sees an old woman, a picture of an old woman. And for some reason, he's just constantly looking. It's a young woman. I'll explain the old woman. He sees this picture, and he's just wondering, like, why am I going crazy over this young woman? Yeah. Like, how do I know her or what? So he goes to an event, and there's an old lady that walks up to him, gives him a watch, and she tells him, come back to me. And he's like, the hell? You know, what the hell's going on? So he leaves. He finds out later on that the next day, that woman that gave him that watch died.
Oh, wow. Shit.
Okay. So now he's wondering, who was that woman? He begins to ask, who is that woman? And then they tell, oh, we got a picture of her. So they show him, that's her right there. And it's the picture that he's been
looking at.
That he's been looking at, okay? So now he's wondering, okay, how do I know her, and why would she say, come back? Okay? So he begins to ask, and he's curious, and then there's hints of possibly him had been there before. So he starts to ask, when did she stay here back then when they took this picture? They give him the dates, and he asked, do you have where people signed in those books still? And he said, yeah, well, come look. And he finds his fucking name right there, bro.
That sounds ill, yo. I'm adding it to the watch list.
And that's all I'm going to say, okay?
That's dope. I slept on that Christopher Reeve movie. Wow. I never heard of it.
Yeah, Somewhere in Time. It's a very fucking good movie.
Was it in the 80s?
In the 80s.
Okay,
yes.
Nice. I'm going to peep it.
Yeah, believe me, you guys will not be disappointed. Now, here's another one, and even though I know it turned into a movie thing, but we'll come back. Gary Oldman, fucking dope-ass actor.
He's in my top 3.
Did you watch Immortal Beloved?
Yeah, he's Beethoven, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I saw that one, yeah.
I really like that movie.
Yeah, he did great. He always does a great job. Yeah, he's a chameleon.
Yes.
He's a chameleon. He could just transform into different people.
Yeah, see, those guys like that are just naturals, bro.
Yeah, they make and what they're doing is so complex and so crazy, but they make it like so natural. Like it's like it's like a walk in the park for them. But if you were to if you and I were to tackle it, we'd like be exhausted. We'd be like, how the fuck do you do this?
Now let me ask you this, because you've done some acting, okay? Did you at all take any acting classes?
Me personally, no, I didn't take any acting.
Was it hard to get into that role?
Into
whatever, because I know you had like some cameo spots, and was it TV or was it movies? I don't know if you can kind of shed a little bit of light.
Yeah, I did a VH1 movie called The Breaks, and then I played a rapper called D Rome, and it was fun playing because he was like a successful rapper at one time, then he fell off, he became a loser. People started like they was like, oh, he's so talented, but he's wasting it. And then he's given another opportunity, like a revelation, and then he's able to climb back and find some success again. So it's like a really cool like success story for the character. And it was a lot of fun getting into that because I like playing. I love underdogs. Yeah, I love the underdog story. Like whether it's like the team that's shitty that ends up either winning or becomes more respected at the end, or the guy who's considered a low life and then he turns his life back around, proves him wrong. Like I love that kind of character. Yeah. So probably my favorite character in any movie, just that type of trope. So yeah, but to me it was I didn't take any I would just watch my favorite guys like Denzel or Gary Oldman, and I would just learn like their facial expressions and how they delivered a line and just how intense they could be, and I would just be glued to the screen studying. Yeah.
There's a lot of actors out there that I still believe do not get enough recognition, even though they're famous. I just don't think that they get recognition for their acting. They're just famous because, like Brad Pitt, God, what the fuck? Johnny Depp.
Yeah, John. I think Johnny's incredible.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorites.
Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, he's one of my favorites.
Okay. I like Matt Damon.
I like Matt Damon. He's dope. Yeah, he's dope. He has some dope movies.
Here's another guy, but because of the shit that he's been involved with, I don't support him. But Kevin Spacey.
Yeah, Spacey. I used to be a fan of Kevin Spacey. Obviously, before all this weirdo shit started happening with him, but
he was just recently on. Is it Piers Morgan?
Oh, he was like, "Oh, I'm bankrupt. My house is like getting lost. I don't have nowhere to go." I'm like, "Your elite buddies will help you out. It's all right.
Yeah.
You got elite buddies."
Piers Morgan asks, "How much money do you have?" I have none.
He's like, "None." I'm like, "You all right. You'll be all right, Kevin."
Like, okay, how did you get here, bro? In the Uber? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Hey, look, bro.
What a psycho.
Yeah, I ain't gonna feel sorry for you. Now, before we get into our next topic, I want to take a little sippy cut.
No doubt.
Okay. So we're sipping on some whiskey, Jameson whiskey.
It's my favorite.
I know you said your favorite. Why is it your favorite?
Honestly, I don't like. I started off with Jack, then I went with Henny.
Okay, I'll let you put
and
yourself.
To me, thank you, brother. And then I think Jameson is just a little bit more smoother than like a Henny.
Look at the skull. It's cool, huh?
That's dope. And I just think it's a bit smoother. Like for me, Henny, I can't drink it as much as I used to because I think it's just a bit rough for me.
Right.
And same with Jack. I was a big Jack guy at first, and then after drinking about like maybe 4 or 5 shots every other week, you start being like, "Oh, it's punching the hell out of my chest."
Yes, yes, it is.
But Jameson's a little bit smoother.
I'm gonna sip on mine. So salud.
Hello, brother. Thank you.
You got it. Okay. You good, Alex, over there? Yep. Okay. What the hell were we talking about before we got into the movies again? We were talking about the aliens. We talked about the reptilians. We talked about shit under the water.
There was a couple of our phobias of the ocean. Yeah.
Is there anything that you believe, like, this is a little controversial, this is a good one that I want to bring up? Do you have any, because earlier today when I hit you and I was like, think of something that you may want to bring up that maybe you never spoke about?
Yeah, to me, I would say, I know it's a subject that a lot of people have touched on, but one that I've never personally touched on is MK Ultra. MK
Ultra, again, because I only found that out about 2 years ago. So for the people that are just like me who have possibly never heard of it, can you kind of explain what that is?
Yeah, to me, to break it down as simple as I can, from what I understand, it was an illegal, like human creepy training, mind manipulation program, and actually founded by the CIA. And it was in illegal grounds, and they would like dope people up with LSD, and they would do all this like creepy weird shit to them without their consent. And it was to study their minds and to see how easy manipulated they can be. And then all of this would transfer eventually to like filming. They would put it into the television with their intention to make people hypnotized, if you will, to the screen and to glue them. And that's about as the simplest way I could put it. But
Right.
but yeah, it's some really icky shit.
Now, do you believe, because there's been rumors out there, and I think he even said it himself, Charles Manson, some people believe that he was an experiment.
I have heard of that.
Okay. And he is the way he is because of the way they made him. So I don't know if he's part of that MK Ultra thing, and then there's others. You want to tap in on that?
Well, there is a possibility because
Okay.
that's the first people they used to test it on people that were in jail or in prison. So
Yeah.
like they were the ones being first tested, and it was mostly those people though.
Right, like scumbags, if you will, or like people
Yeah.
that they would deem like low or something like
Yes.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but they would pick the people up from the prisons and do this to them. You know, that's where they would get their guinea pigs from.
it's insane. Yeah,
Yeah. You know what? Oh, man, a movie just came to mind, and it was an experiment. What's that guy that played Idi Amin?
Forrest Whitaker.
Forrest Whitaker.
The Experiment. With
That one.
Adrian Brody. Yeah,
That one.
I seen that one. Yeah,
The
yeah.
experiment.
That was crazy. Yeah, that was crazy.
Now, do you think it's something like that? Because, okay, Forrest Whitaker, wasn't he like the quiet nerd guy in the movie?
In the beginning, he had a total 360. In the beginning, he was the very quiet, kind of nerdy, like a little bit kind of scared-ish.
Yes.
And then to the middle, to the end, he develops into like the main monster.
Yes.
Like this guy who was like, it's the last person you would expect to become the monster. And
He played such a great fucking role, bro.
I love Forrest.
Yeah,
Forrest
yeah.
killed it. Forrest killed that.
The thing with him, though, is that he forgot that he was going to be going home soon.
Yeah, yeah.
Like-
it's like he was feeding off of it. He was getting all that. Like he was just like you're feeding off of all this like wicked shit going on.
Yes,
all
yes.
this order, all this like authority, and you know.
Yes. And then when he finally opened the doors, motherfuckers like, okay, we see who you are. There's a quote that people like to give Abraham Lincoln credit for. I don't know. I wasn't there when he said it. But it says, if you ever want to test the character of a man, give him a little bit of power. That's why you get a lot of these guys with badges that think they're the shit.
Exactly.
A lot of these
Ego
supervisors.
trips. Ego trips.
And then even a lot of you guys have a lot of seniority at work.
Yeah.
You know, remember, you still have to clock out and go outside, bro. You know, because there were guys that when I was working, I was barely my first year, and guys that had 15 years. I've been here 15 years, homie. You know, you're still way behind the years. Calm down, bro. I'm older than you. I get it. Cool.
Right,
You were here before me.
Right.
And then when I hit 10 years, I got 25, you only got 10. Well, if you stay here 60 years, I'm still going to be below you. It doesn't fucking matter, bro. Calm the fuck down. But there's a lot of guys like that, bro. Like you give them a little bit of power,
Oh yeah.
everything changes.
And that's true. If you give the wrong person the authority or the power, they're not going to treat you like a human being. They're going to look at you as a stepping stool. They're going to look at you as any way to step over you and to command you to throw like a rule book at you in the worst way, you know, and just to make you feel like a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And they feed off of that, you know.
Yeah. So another a movie that we recommend is The Experiment.
Yeah.
Forrest Whitaker.
Yeah.
That's what I kind of think that MK Ultra was like, because they showed him a lot of shit.
Oh yeah, it was almost like hypnotism in a way. Like
Yes.
it was like and there's many levels of hypnotism too. It can be like tricking you into watching something or tricking you into believing like you have to do this in order to see another day or to go back to your family. You have to go through this. You know, it's just it's just crazy shit. Yeah.
Okay, now here's another one. As far as that hypnotism, I interviewed Danny Trejo about 2, maybe 3 years ago at an event. The first time we took Rhodium Radio on the road, he came in. I only spoke to him and his artists. He had 3 female artists for about maybe 30 minutes. So it wasn't really like an interview. It was more like, you know, Why did you sign these girls? When is their stuff coming out? Type of shit. Okay. I always wanted to interview him because I heard him give a podcaster many years ago. Well, I should say he gave an interview where he said that he was locked up with Charles Manson in the 70s.
Like I've heard that before. Yeah.
And he actually even shared
like
that.
I cell with him at one point, right? Yeah.
That Charles Manson even hypnotized him.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So I would like to know, where do you think he got that from? Did he ever tell you? Where did he learn that shit from?
Oh, shit. Wow. I didn't even know that shit. I had heard that he had shared like a cell with Charles Manson at one point or something, but like that hypnotized shit? Wow.
Okay. Now, let me ask you this. Do you believe people can be hypnotized?
Yes, I do. And again, I do think like in the movies they present it to us with like the tick-tock. I'm like, nah, I'm like, there's definitely other ways to me, it's trickery. It's any way to trick your mind or to get yourself into that state or that state. They want to take total control over your mind. And I think there's many ways definitely to,
Speaking
get you there.
of hypnosis, okay. What was the name of that movie, bro? Where that black guy, remember, dated that white girl? Something out.
Get Out.
Get Out.
Yeah.
Great movie. I really
I
enjoyed it.
that one. Yeah, I enjoy Get Out.
But did you see? Remember when she was making that noise with that cup?
It can be a frequency. It can be a sound. Exactly. Yeah.
Frequency
absolutely.
and sound.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That movie was crazy. Now, the part that was crazy because he was amongst a community, even though he was just visiting, but they were all fucked up. Okay, like all those people.
Oh yeah.
Do you believe those communities exist?
Yes. Yeah, I do believe somewhere, somehow. I can't remember like the area they were in Get Out, but I believe it's a little bit more secretive.
Yeah.
Like they have like secret kind of communities, maybe somewhere in the South or somewhere down Midwest where like you're not invited or you're not welcome. And if you are, they're gonna look at you weird. Or you're gonna be the sore thumb sticking out in their community, kind of thing. You know,
right.
Like I don't want to say Amish. That's fucked up, but not the Amish, but like just a creepier version of the Amish. Just like you're not welcome. But I do believe as far as hypnosis that there are they're like almost cultish,
Yes.
Hypnotism with the cultish kind of vibe to it, where they bow down to kind of one guy, and he's like the old dude running things and shit.
Right.
And he's the one that's hypnotizing people, and that's a good point. I do believe like either a frequency or a sound,
See, the guy that taught me about frequencies, about that kind of stuff, was my boy Marvelous. He comes over here and we do shows together, but I had never heard that because maybe I just never gave my ear to people talking about that.
Yeah.
I just went about my life, listened to music, but then when I started hearing about certain frequencies that they put in music.
Oh yeah, I believe in that, bro. I do. I do believe that I'm a spiritual dude. I'm not like hardcore. Again,
Right.
like I believe in God, but even me, there's certain things that I'll hear when it comes to like radio music, maybe like a Nicki song once in a while, or I had to kind of turn off. I finished it eventually, but with the Andre 3000 flute album,
Okay.
I noticed he was like, hey, we recorded it at a certain frequency. And I'm a big fan of Andre, but there's something really weird with that frequency going on. Yeah. And a lot of artists, I went to find out, a lot of them actually use this same frequency in their music. And every time I listen to it, I can't remember if it's like negative something 3. I don't know the exact numbers off the top of my head, but whenever I listen to that frequency, I get a really weird feeling in my gut. I'm like, yo, you're not supposed to be listening to this shit. There's something really, I don't want to say evil, but something very off-putting. Like, bro, don't listen to this.
Yeah. I was a fan of Kanye's first 2 records. I'll be honest. I liked him. I just don't know the shit that he's on. I know people say, oh, he evolved, he changed, he's in the drills. I like good music, bro. I love rap. I grew up on fucking rap.
Yeah.
I just don't like his shit anymore, bro.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of his more recent stuff either. Yeah. I think I enjoy his first 3 albums. I do. There's even some stuff I like on my Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, but some of the past stuff he's done in the past 10 years or so, I haven't really been a big fan of personally.
Yeah, and then now here's another guy. Do you think that something happened to him, bro? Because, and I say this.
Absolutely, I think so. Yeah.
Okay, because at first, for a while, Jesus this, Jesus that, I'm Christian everything.
Yeah.
And now he's saying, He doesn't believe in God. He's got a problem with Jesus. He's called out to Jesus. He never answered him. Now he's saying that he is God.
Yeah, to me, he flip-flops a lot. He flip-flops. He definitely, I know, there was a period of time where he was on Twitter going off, and he's like, I'm in the sunken place, which is Get Out. I'm in the sunken place with the Kardashians. I'm like, I'm stuck in here. Like, I'm trying to get out, but they won't let me. And shit definitely happened to Ye because I want to say his therapist or his doctor or guy who's giving him the medication was like, yo, I can lock your ass up again. I can make the people seem like you're crazy. And Kanye leaked the messages. He's like, this is the guy who's supposed to be taking care of me that Hollywood appointed for me. And this guy is like trying to convince people I'm like crazy and shit, you know? And it's like, and the guy's saying like, I can dope you up. I can keep you doped. Now, I don't know verbatim, but it's the dude said some crazy shit to Kanye. Did. Yeah. And this dude represents tons of celebrities in the elite Hollywood, you know, in Hollywood. So,
fuck, bro.
Yeah, so shit, definitely. And then I think Kanye's mom passing away was a big camel that broke the straw. You know that saying that broke the straw's back. I do think the mom passing away made him snap.
No, but did you hear
or it was like it was a part of it.
Yeah, did you hear when he said, "My mom was a sacrifice"?
Yeah, he said it straight up.
Yeah. Okay, so my thing
not even a year ago.
Yeah, so my thing is like, okay, were you aware that she was going to be a sacrifice? You know, were you a part of it, or it just happened and then they just told you?
Right? Were you preparing for it? And I can see both ways. I can see him being in on it, but I can also see them sacrificing the mom and him also, and that making him lose his mind. You know, he's just like, damn, like that's the thing I love the most. You know.
Okay, if you look at a lot of celebrities, this is the freaky thing. A lot of people don't realize. I think it was the Tommy Gunn movie, Rocky 5, was it?
Rocky 5, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
I love them. I love all the Rockies. I'm not really a big fan of the Creeds. I'll be honest with you.
Me neither. I'm not a big fan of Creed.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now Rocky 5, okay, Tommy Morrison, they say he gets AIDS and dies, okay? But that kid that played his son, it's his real son.
Yeah, Sage Stallone.
Yes.
Yeah, I believe. Yeah, he passed away too.
And he passed away.
He passed away as well. Yeah.
John Travolta.
His son passed away.
Son's passed away. You know, Kanye's mom passed away. Michael Jordan's dad passes away. You have a lot of these celebrities that are still living while their loved ones are going. So I often wonder, is that shit true?
The one that gets me is the Jennifer Hudson one. If I'm correct, I believe her whole family or a majority of her family were killed in one night or in a setting. It was like a violent shooting or something. I don't know exactly, but it's a fucked up one. And I'm like, damn, like literally a few weeks later, she's like blowing up, I believe, on, I want to say American Idol or one of those showcases that are huge with the singing. And she had the Dream Girls role. I'm not sure if that was before or after, but yeah, her whole family got like killed in the same night or something. And it's like, what the fuck? That one got me. I'm like, that's super suspect. And then if they blow up not that long after that, that's something weird's going on. You know, if like 2 weeks later they're on Ellen, like, oh, you know, my family passed away, but you know, I'm on this huge showcase and showcasing in front of everybody in the world. I'd be like, yo, I need time to grieve, bro. You know, that's just me.
Yeah, like one of my favorite boxers of all time, one of them is Roy Jones Jr. Okay. They just announced yesterday his son died.
Oh, wow.
You know, and now every time I hear that somebody's who's very famous, loved one dies, and they're younger than you, I'm like, there's a lot of us that survived the fucking ghetto, you know, and survived the drive-bys, survived the fucking crack epidemic, survived the fucking riots.
Yeah.
Survived COVID, and we're here, and then you got all this money, you're fucking famous, and your family's fucking dying. So, Alice, you know what? Can you bring me a beer, bro? Do you want a beer?
I'm good, brother. Thank you. I still got the JMO right here.
All good. But yeah, dude, so do you believe that whole sacrificial thing is real?
A big part of me does believe that shit's real.
Okay.
A big part of me, yeah. I do believe there's definitely instances, like I said, the Jennifer Hudson one still to me is very fishy. And yeah, even the one like that's happened, but just the way, like if you blow up a week or 2 weeks after your son or your mom or somebody extremely close to you has passed away, and like suddenly you have a huge spotlight on you when you're promoting your next film or you're promoting your book or that's suspect to me.
Yes.
That's super suspect to me because I'm like a week or two after I need time, bro. Like I'm not answering any calls.
And that's if I come back.
Yeah. Like I'm not answering any damn calls. Like, I need a year, not let alone a week,
Yeah, no, that is crazy, bro. I don't understand. I never understood that, but I think podcasting has opened up a lot of doors for me when I talk to people like yourself, like Marvelous and a couple of other heads, that they bring things to my attention that I would have never have thought about. Like I was like, holy shit, because I was on to Disney at one point. So people always ask me, did you ever see anything dark? No, I never did.
Yeah, sometimes, it's the same. I can understand that because some people have worked at Nickelodeon and they don't know what's going on. Like some people are just genuinely the clipboard carrier or they're just, some people can work at Nickelodeon or Disney and not have access to everything. And some of those places that they don't have access to are probably the more creepy or more fucked up places. So again, I can see that. Like you're signed to Disney, but of course they're not going to give you full access to,
No.
Yeah.
And it's one thing, you go ahead, Alex, you got something to say?
No, well, I think what brings Disney a lot of bad publicity is like when people start digging into the guy that, at the actual wall, and what he was involved in and stuff.
Oh, yeah, like
that. And then not just that, like there's like a park that's haunted, I think, like an abandoned
I think it's super haunted.
I think there's a Disney and then there's like rules, like you're not supposed to like look at the statues or stare at the statues.
Right. And there's a lot of like hidden passages where you are not supposed to go through here. And when you look at it, you're like, that doesn't look too crazy, but
right.
I'm like,
Who was that dude at Nickelodeon that was there and he was fucking molesting all these kids, bro?
So the one who was convicted was Brian Peck, but the one who got some of the biggest heat first was Dan Schneider. And Dan Schneider was the one who created a lot of the shows, All That, iCarly, Drake and Josh. He wasn't convicted, but a guy that he had appointed who worked on Nickelodeon for a very long time was a convicted pedophile, convicted abuser, and he actually abused Drake from Drake and Josh, the one of the main stars of Nickelodeon. And we're not finding this out until like 20 years later. Well, the conviction was real that time, but Drake, it took a lot of time for people to realize it was Drake that was the one.
Right,
and Drake wasn't the only one. I believe there was 4 other convicted sexual offenders who worked at Nickelodeon.
You know what's crazy, bro? And I don't want to stay too much on this because I hate fucking.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, it's heavy. It's heavy.
Yeah, it is. But I just want to say this. I don't understand. Look, I've known rappers that have blown up and loved women. Okay, they enjoyed women. Cool. Okay, and then there's guys that blow the fuck up. They got tons of money. They go gay or turn pedophile. I don't get that. Like,
yeah, and to me, it's about the elbows that they're rubbing with. It's the elite. It's the doors that they went through. It's the shit they had to do.
Right there.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah,
and it's the shit they had to do to go through that door. They're like, I want the riches. They're like, I want the riches. Then you have to do some really weird shit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but you can miss me with that shit.
Yeah, me too. Fuck that.
Oh man, but okay. There was another. Oh yeah, the MK Ultra thing. We talked about that. Hypnosis. There was a lot of little topics that we talked about.
To me, with MK Ultra, just to sum it up, like I always felt it was a bit real to me because it's very easy to put stuff in the television and the entertainment and have it go over people's heads because it's entertainment. So I always felt like that bridge into entertainment, that it just keeps going on. Now, like there's certain shit they show us. Like I do believe if you watch it for a good amount of time, that it can somehow, move a signal here and there in your brain or something,
Hey, so what do you think the signal's moving in people's brain when they hear Hawk 2?
Oh man, I honestly believe she's like like a decoy, like a what's the word, a psyop or something like that, or like someone that's sent, like I don't.
Well,
I don't know.
It was just a video that
because she blew up, bro. She's huge, like
huge.
She's fucking huge. We're saying Hawk 2 spit on that day. Like what the fuck?
And 21 years old.
She's fucking huge now. You're like what?
And 21 years old.
Well, I think it's just that, in my opinion, it's just that, it made like couples talk more about that. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe it opened
Then I'm
up
not
the
mad
doors.
at it.
I feel like it opened up the doors for certain people.
I ain't mad at you.
You know, like
Right. The conversation is
Yeah.
the floods are open.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like
Look it.
I'm mad at it.
Look, she's 21 years old. She's at Hawk 2. Obviously, she told everybody she sucks cock. Okay? I get it. I understand. Now, if you're the guy that got Hawk 2'd by her, come out. You know what I'm saying? Come out. Yeah, she Hawk 2'd me. But here's the bad part.
How was the experience?
Yeah, how was the experience? Was it that good? She was whack. Can you imagine if she said that? No. But here's my thing. Her parents now knows what she does.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Hey,
Everybody in their family.
yeah. What's her name, anyways? Okay, let's
They
just
call her a Hawk 2 girl. Yeah.
say her name's Kimberly for the sake of the conversation, and then so I call up, I call up her dad. Hey, Fred, how's how's Kimberly doing with all this fame? Well, she's trying to get to it. How did you first hear about the Hawk 2? Somebody sent it to me. I mean, that's real life right there, bro.
Yeah. Oh, no doubt. No doubt. Like, but you know what? We also live in a generation that's fucked up now where I'm sure the mom is probably proud. The mom, her mom's probably like,
Hawk 2
good
mom."
job, good job.
she said that she didn't even get fired from that job. Like
Yeah,
it
that was all
wasn't even
fake.
so all kinds of rumors spread about her.
That her dad was a preacher and all this shit.
Right.
But Shaq was the first one over there.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm
He
like,
was trying to
this
get
nigga-
Hawk
this
2
nigga
to-
Shaq. We
to-
see what you trying to do, Shaq.
I see you.
You're divorced. We know what you trying to do.
Exactly. And she's of age.
Yeah. I'm trying to get some of that Hawk 2. I'm Shaq.
Now I'm gonna tell you this. Let's be honest.
I'm a donkey.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a donkey. If she opened up an OnlyFans right now, she'd be a million overnight.
Oh, she'd be a millionaire. Yeah, she would. She
would
knows
be
it. She knows it.
Okay, well, you know what? This is not Alex's show, but I would because I would have asked him. I would have asked him if that was your girl, and she told you, "I want to disappear. I should have never said that." What would you tell her? Would you say, "Fuck that, baby. Let's write it out"? What would you say? Honestly?
You got yourself into this predicament. you got to get yourself out. Let's get some money.
Ride that wave.
So is this a perfect example of 15 minutes of fame?
Absolutely. Like I in my strong opinion, I don't think the Hawk 2 girl is going to stay along too long, unless she picks up an extraordinary talent, or she has a hidden talent that we all don't know about.
Yeah.
But even then, you are now the Hawk 2 girl. Like that's your stamp. That's your stamp.
That's the talent.
Well, they were saying that she got it copywritten or some shit like that. So, just like Michael Buffer, I guess copy wrote, "Let's get ready to rumble." She just did that with that
Oh yeah.
Hawk 2. Hey, you know what? They need to make a drink called the Hawk 2.
Oh, I'm surprised they haven't.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they're gonna make everything. They're gonna make a weed strain. They're gonna make like everything called Hawk 2.
Okay.
But that's good if she's marketing off that shit,
Yeah.
right? Because you might as well embrace it, right?
If you're in that position, run with it. Yeah, just get the bread.
Since we're talking about this, generation of information where we have social media, where like she's a perfect example of going viral literally overnight.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm afraid of? That soon they're going to have, like psychiatrists or whatever for people that blow up and then fall off and can't recover.
Yeah.
Because of I had my 15 minutes of fame and I loved it and I can't get it back. And it's pretty fucking sad that I've read somewhere that there's even people now counseling younger children because the younger children are addicted to texting.
Oh.
Okay? I'll give you a perfect example, and I won't mention her name. This was a personal friend of mine.
Yeah.
His daughter was always on the phone, blah, 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 blah. Okay. She started, sending nude pictures to boys in high school.
Oh wow. Okay.
And then eventually they all started sharing them. Okay. Well, they called up her father and told him what she had did. He goes, picks her up. He doesn't know how to speak to her, but she goes in the room, locks it. And she starts texting him. She says, "I don't want to talk. Let's just text about it." And he got so mad that he fucking broke down that fucking door. He said, "You're going to talk to me." Now, is it possible that they are dumbing down the next generation, possibly with these.
I can see it because the thing I could think about is when they shut off the grid and when they shut off these phones, when these kids aren't going to be able to text
And it's coming.
for a week, a month, 2 months, they're going to lose their fucking mind. All these kids are going to go crazy. Like some of this chaos, like as far as shutting off the grid and the internet and like going long periods of time without the internet, it's going to be the young people who are going insane. They're going to literally break down windows. They're going to see red. Because they're like, I can't text. I can't, mama, I can't be on the internet. Like, yeah.
They might invent something new, though.
What do you What do you think they'll invent?
I don't know. You never know. Well,
That's true. That's true.
A short way there. I was looking into something, preparing for something like that, right? And there's an app that you could use, and you hook it up to like a two-way radio, and you could send text messages that way.
That's pretty cool. That's dope.
You know, it kind of uses like what is that? SOS. You know?
Yeah.
Like a transmitter or something like that, or like an emergency transmitter or something like.
Yeah,
that's neat. That's neat. I would use
Now,
that.
most kids today wouldn't be able to tell time from a clock with hands.
That's true. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Most kids today, and I just want you to think about this for a second, okay? Can't even write in cursive.
It's true.
And I'm thinking,
I would say probably my generation was one of the last generations where they're actually teaching cursive.
Yeah.
Yeah. I probably left school just in time, like right after they stopped, right when they stopped.
Growing up, and for me, it was junior high school. Today is middle school. We had a classes like plastics, where it was just all plastic. We make everything plastic. Wood shop, we could make a fucking chair. We could make a whatever out of wood. Metals, you know, everything. We fucking make our own fucking hammer or whatever. Small gas engines, where they taught us how to make go-karts or fix lawnmowers. They taught you a fucking trade, okay?
Yeah. And how to survive.
Okay, and we had music class where you could take piano and typing.
Yeah, I had typing class.
Okay.
Yeah. I had business tech and multimedia.
Here's another one, cooking. We had cooking classes.
Home economics.
Yes.
I had that, yeah.
So here's my thing. Do we still have those classes today?
Cursive's gone. Wood shop is gone, I think. If I'm correct, I believe my mom's even said at one point that they were teaching like how to drive or how to get like license or how to help you out with it.
Yes.
We don't have that. We don't have that no more, you know. That's very important.
Everything is right here, man. And that's the bad thing, is because we're raising a generation to depend on this. And then you got countries around the world that are laughing at the U.S. because you know what they're saying? Those guys are so confused over there that men think they're women. And they're gonna draft those men or those women to fight us. They're gonna draft these TikToker kids to come fight us. Yeah. Masculinity is being stripped away from us.
Oh yeah, and they're doing that. I mean, they're doing that on purpose a lot. As far as like, there's a lot of I keep cycling the films, but that's how I see a lot of this shit, you know.
Because they show it to you.
Look at Indiana Jones. They had to bring in this Phoebe Waller-Bridge character who sucks ass, and they try to make her like, oh, I'm better than Indiana Jones. I'm like, no, we don't want to see this shit. We want to see Indiana Jones kick ass. Mm-hmm. Sure, he's old, but he's still dope. And but they bring in fucking this, you know, female character to try to be strong and but she comes across as a bitch. So you're like, hey, you don't even like her because she's a bitch. Right. So they do that a lot in movies where like they get like a character that we love that's beloved, or like someone that used to represent masculinity and such, but now if you make a new movie on them, they're gonna get like a new female supporting character who's gonna try to overshadow the main one, and they're gonna try to make the female the masculine character. Always. So yeah, it's definitely I'm seeing that a lot, definitely in entertainment, and real life too. But yeah.
Okay, one last thing, and Alex, maybe you could find out that exact account, please. Mexico has a Jewish, raised in Mexico woman that is president now. Okay, at first I'm gonna be honest with you, I was very proud. I was like, yeah, hell yeah, okay. She's a Mexican citizen, but she's of Jewish descent. Okay, but it came to light that How many people died running against her? Like 30-something people. Look it up, Alex, when you get a chance, and then read it to us.
Oh, shit, was she murking them? Was she hiring people to murder?
That's. I mean, even Joe Rogan was talking about it. He goes like, bro, that's totally sus.
Oh, come on. That's good. 37?
30-something people, yes.
3 or 4 is suspect, let alone 37. I'm like, oh, that's a little crazy.
Like how many candidates were murdered
crazy.
under the what? Go ahead and read it.
I think her name is Claudia Sheinbaum.
Okay.
Sheinbaum, something like that. Will become the first woman president in the country's 200-year history. I'll look up the rest.
Okay. Just look how many people were fucking murked like under her while she was running. All candidates, they were all smoked. And I'm like, wait a minute. You know, now I'm gonna ask you a real serious question, and I don't mean this to say it in any joking manner, because I take suicide very serious, okay? But I have a point to this question. Do you have anybody close, whether he was a friend, maybe even a distant friend, but somebody somehow connected to you, family member, that might have committed suicide? And if so, how many people can you recall?
Yeah, absolutely. I have 2 people that I was close with that committed suicide.
2 people, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What if you would ask me the same question, and I tell you a little bit over 50?
Wow. You know, over 50 people who've committed suicide.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know who that was?
Who?
Hillary Clinton.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
How do you have that many connected to you?
Yeah, those are bodies. Well, we also brought up Kevin Spacey too, and if I'm correct, there are a couple people that were testifying against him or something to that nature that ended up going missing, or some of the accusers or such were. So it's suspect. Like either you go missing or you end up dead, or it's yeah. I do believe if it's over 30 people, let alone 5 or 6 or 7.
Yes.
Come on, like, yeah.
Right here it says that it's weird because right here it says the fact check. It says none of the 37 candidates killed in Mexico ran for president, but it says 37 candidates.
So that could probably even be fake, but just 37 people that got smoked.
Well, this is from,
They do confirm as candidates.
Yes.
This is USA Today.
No, but they do confirm they were candidates, right?
Yeah,
Not saying they were running for president, but they were candidates.
Yes.
Though. Yeah,
Okay.
that's crazy.
Yeah, but while she's running,
Yeah.
come on, bro. Come on.
Yeah.
That's like saying, I'm racing against the top 10 runners in the world, and then 8 of them get smoked.
Yeah, and of course, maybe somebody like that is not directly killing them, but I mean, they have more than enough power to get some things done.
Yeah. So they have the machine behind them. So let me ask you this: in the elites, we call it the club. Okay,
And you're not invited.
it's true.
Yeah,
Okay.
just like George Carlin said.
Do you believe people like Jay-Z and Beyonce are in the club?
Me personally, yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. I think it's because of the shit that they spread in like their images and their music videos,
Right.
and like some of the elbows that they're rubbing with.
Way
I
too
know
much, bro.
I know Jay-Z, I hate this bitch, this Marina Abramovich bitch. If you look into her, Jay-Z and a lot of these famous like Beyonce and big celebrities, huge, some of the biggest people in the world are rubbing elbows with this chick, and this bitch is into like spirit cooking and like
That's
fucking,
her.
that bitch. Yeah. This bitch is like splashing blood on fucking mannequins and like just really creepy, evil shit. Having cannibal parties with like fake humans that are made of cakes, like really demonic ass shit.
Yeah.
And Jay-Z is best friends with this bitch. He's like forehead to forehead, and they're just like having a great time. I'm like,
Yeah, her.
I'm like,
I'm
come
glad
on,
you brought
you know?
her up, because I'm going to be covering her on Freaky Tales. Her ass. What's that one girl? Rihanna, same thing.
Lady Gaga.
Lady
She was really close with Lady
Gaga.
Gaga. Yeah, the Marina chick.
Yeah, bro.
Which makes sense. Look
Yeah.
at Lady Gaga. Look at all her like imagery is crazy too.
Now, what do you call a woman that? I know it's going to sound weird, but there's a name for it. A woman that has a dick.
Hermaphrodite.
There you go.
Hermaphrodite.
People are saying that that's what Lady Gaga is. That supposedly she has.
I remember in like I was a little young when this was happening, but it was huge. Like in 2013, 2012, like she was getting off like a motorcycle or something like that, Lady Gaga, and then like supposedly it was like a dick or something.
It's a bulge, yeah. Something fell out.
I remember that. I remember that. That was a big clip that it was surfacing everywhere. That clip.
Now she did her interview. You guys can look it up. Where somebody answers her that question, and she dodges it and says something like, "Okay, what if it was true?"
Oh wow.
She goes, what if it was? She said, "I'm not saying it is, but what if it was true?" You know.
That's a hell of a no.
Yeah. I remember LaToya Jackson, Michael Jackson's, I believe it's his older sister. They asked him, "Was Michael Jackson gay?" And then she said, "Well, what if he is?" That's how she answered it.
Yeah.
What if he is?
Yeah.
You know, if somebody would ask me that about my friend right here, are you fucking serious? See, that's a different answer from a real fucking man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Like that's not even it's not even a thought.
Now, if somebody says, "Is Alex gay?" And I go, "What if he is?" What the fuck does that mean? You know? The fuck? Just say no.
I'm like, damn, you said yes, kind of. Damn, bro. I'm like, it's crazy.
Yeah, bro. But there's a lot of people that like to play with shit like that, bro. And to me, it's got to be black or white. It's got to be yes or no. There ain't no fucking gray, bro. You're going to ask me, I'm going to fucking give you an answer. You're probably not going to like it, but I'm going to tell you the fucking truth.
Honesty is something that's starting to get a little bit more buried nowadays. And I appreciate honesty, you know?
Well, speaking about honesty then, all right, what it is that the 37 people that got killed were candidates for other office spots, not going for the presidential, but just for certain spots in the office,
like positions and
Okay. But the crazy part about that is that it happened while she was running.
Yeah,
that's the crazy part that just doesn't look suspect, bro. You know. So that's my thing. I'm not saying that she's
bodies. That's a lot of bodies.
It is a lot of fucking bodies,
yeah, it's
bro.
a lot of bodies.
You know, Hillary Clinton, over 50. I had over 50 friends that committed. What the fuck?
That bitch is a demon.
No, I believe she is a fucking demon.
Yeah.
And but that one lady, I'm gonna look a little bit more into her, the one you talked about.
Yeah, oh yeah, bro. Like she's into some crazy ass shit. Like, and it's fucked up because some of the biggest people, Jay-Z, Beyonce, even Will Ferrell's been at this weird cannibal party. Like some of the biggest people ever, they're hanging out with this chick. Yeah. And I'm like, yo, even if some people are considering it like artsy and like, oh, an expression of self and like a weird, like, nah, bro, that shit is rooted in demonic shit. Like a duck is a duck. You know, straight up. I'm like, if it's artsy, do some cool art shit. Don't dip into like some fucking weird, evil, demonic shit. You know,
like
and if you do that, do it on your own time. I don't want to see that shit. You know,
it's like fucking Marilyn.
That's me, though. You know, I don't want to.
It's like Marilyn Manson calling Anton LaVey. He's just a philosopher. He's a fucking Satanist.
Right, and they do that. They always try to be like, yeah, you're just ignorant. You're closed-minded. I'm like, bro, that bitch is throwing blood on a fucking mannequin and trying to call it fucking art.
I know.
And it's gross.
Okay, here's another one. And you guys can look it up. Maybe you can look it up too, Alex. I don't know if you remember, it was years ago, bro, when I heard that somebody pissed and shit it in a jar, and then put a cross upside down, and then they called it art. They were saying it was art, okay? But that's what this world does, where they will take something wholly desecrated and then try to make evil look cool.
Yeah, they do it all the time.
Yeah.
They do it all the time, especially with symbolism and certain things. I know.
Like, what's so cool about wearing a fucking Baphomet, a fucking shirt?
And it's like some weird, creepy ass style. Like if you go to some concerts, I've had certain fans that bugs me out because I appreciate to listen to the music. I've had a fan or two come up with a fucking pentagram right on his shirt. And he's like, dude, I love you, Afro. I'm a big fan. I'm like, dude, I'm so conflicted. I'm like, I appreciate you showing up and supporting and paying the ticket for the door. But you wearing a big ass pentagram on your shirt right now. And I'm like, what the fuck do I, I'm like,
Hell Satan, Afro.
So I'm looking today. I'm not looking at it. I'm just like, thank you, bro. I appreciate you. I'm like, keep it moving, but I'm not looking at it, But it's some weird, creepy ass. I don't know, some style. I don't know if people want to be cool or hip or if that's just their thing. But
okay, I'm gonna let the cat out the bag. Okay,
do what you gotta do.
Some people may look at me different, and I don't want to spoil it, but I'm gonna share this with you. Okay. On my next Rhodium After Dark this month, I'm having a guy that He's a Satanist.
Okay.
He's a Satanist, and I invited him because I think he's a cool dude. Okay, and believe me, I don't mean nothing negative towards him, but I found him interesting when he started talking about Satanism. Not that I'm interested in converting, but I thought, here's what I thought Satanism was. A bunch of dudes butt fucking naked in capes running around a campfire chanting something.
Right.
Okay. And I thought they all fucking worship this demon called Satan. No, but when he would call into freaky tales and break down that there's different sects, sects.
Yeah.
Of Satanism. And a lot of them don't even get along. And I'm like, you guys worship the devil and can't even get along? So I want him to explain that. He was talking about there's Satanism, the Satanists, and then there's Satanists, that Anton LaVey Satanists, and then there's Luciferians.
Yeah.
You know, see, I didn't know that.
I can understand why you would want to interview someone like that too, because you also want to, even if like I don't fuck with that at all, I still want to see like where your mind is at, like how do things run with what you're into. I need to it's more information for you to know.
Yes.
Me, I battle against it. So like it's always good to know any kind of information like that, to know what you're going against.
Yeah.
You know, and what they're using, what their mind state is in. Because they're also looking at us like that. They're like, how do they move? So I'm like, I need to see how you're thinking so I can know how to defeat you. You know? But that's just me. That's me, you know.
Very, very true. God, there was a guy that I was just talking about the other day, and I've been doing my research on some of the most fucking evil ass motherfuckers out there that not only fight against the Bible, they fight against God, whether you believe in the Bible or not. But here's my thing. If you're an atheist and you believe that God does not exist and the Bible is a book full of lies, why are you mad?
Yeah.
You know, why are you mad? Like, for a God that doesn't exist, you sure do waste a lot of time and strength fighting somebody that doesn't exist.
Yeah, that's true.
So, see, I wouldn't mind having a conversation with a person like that. Now, I do want to say this, that the majority of atheists or people that don't believe in God or who do a lot of the evil shit were once raised in the church. I did my own research on that.
Yeah.
They were raised in the damn church. Okay?
And maybe something happened to them at that church, or maybe they saw something.
Yes.
Maybe they saw something that was messed up, or because I'm a man of God, but I'm not going to be oblivious and say that there's churches out there that are fucked up. You know, like, I mean, look, the Roman, the Catholic Church, like kids getting, that happens. So I can't blame somebody being an atheist because of an experience they happened at a church that was fucked up, and that's coming from a man of God. But there's different branches of it.
And here's the crazy part: when I knew a guy that literally hated, these are his words: "I hate Christianity. I hate the Bible. I hate the church." After spending time with him, trying to understand him and not judging him and telling him, "You're fucked. You're going to hell." I'm not going to do that to people, okay? I would have lunch with them. I would have talk because I wanted to understand him. And I'm going to tell you
what's making you think that way?
Yes.
Why do you feel that way? Like let's have a conversation. Like, why do you feel that way?
And we used to have breakfast, okay? And then one day he broke down, bro. And he told me this. I was raised in the church, man. Things happened he didn't want to get into.
Yeah.
But what I really walked away from after talking to him, that he was just hurt.
Yeah, I'm sure something probably personal happened to him that messed him up.
Yeah.
And sadly, that happens. Sadly, that does occur in places like churches, because places like that are built to give this protecting sense or to make it seem like nothing bad can happen there. But that's how people are able to get away with shit like that, because like to go to places like church, like where the bad shit happens, they're able to make that happen because it's like this sanctuary that they deem as protective, so they're able to get away with shit.
Now, I'm going to say something, Alex.
It's messed up.
And a lot of people, you've heard of, and I'm not talking shit about this person, this podcaster, but this is by his own admission, and you can look it up. Are you familiar with Adam 22, No Jumper?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Have you been on the show?
I've never been on a show, no.
Okay, just to let everybody know, this guy's been on Vlad. Okay.
Yeah, I've been on.
This guy's been on Vlad. He's been on Queen Latifah's show.
Yeah.
What was the other show?
Jimmy Fallon.
Jimmy Fallon. And he spit. Okay. This guy has been on shit. Okay. If you guys don't know Afro, do your homework.
Thank you,
right?
brother. Thank you, brother.
Yeah, man. Honestly, it's a pleasure, bro. Now, Adam 22, by his own admission, has said he's an atheist many times.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
He's an atheist. He's an atheist. He's an atheist. So now there's a video starting to circulate that he admits, and it goes to what I'm saying. Most people that are haters of God or who come against the Bible were once raised in the church. Somebody asked him, and this video started to circulate, why do you hate God if he doesn't exist? And he said, I was raised in a Christian home.
Mm.
And I'm like, so it goes with everything I said. Something happened in your childhood,
Yeah.
you know, that now and let me tell you something, I understand those people. So my thing,
I can see it. Yeah, I can see why. Again, like I can understand. Like those are people that I would sit down and have a conversation with, even if I disagreed with them. I'd be like, "Hey, what's making you feel that way?" And I mean it in all sincerity. I'm like, "What's going on?" You know. So I can I can understand where they're coming from.
So when I heard that, I'm like, wow, that explains everything that he's doing. Because one thing that I've learned from a lot of people that were raised in church and are now out of church, in their mind, they know what's right from wrong, but they chose to do wrong out of rebellion on purpose. Here's another one. Marilyn Manson, by his own admission, said he was raised in church.
Wow. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not sure if this is true on this one that I'm about to say, but there's a couple of videos on YouTube circulating that say it's true. Some people say it's not true. Some people say that Anton LaVey was raised in the church.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. Okay,
that's fucking That's
okay.
a crazy 360.
Now, there was another guy that claimed he was raised in church. He was a fucking serial killer. I don't want to say Ted Bundy, but I think that's the guy. Well, I won't say no names since I'm not sure. You know, but there were a couple of serial killers that admitted that they were actually raised
in a religious home. Yeah. It's some of the crazier people, their mom was really hardcore, like Catholic or really like Bible thumping, like, hey, you know, and very demanding or very even abusive. Yeah. Because there are a couple of the older church ladies that would hit you with rulers and shit like that. So, you know, some kids won't take it as well as some kids are gonna probably snap or be, you know. Yeah.
You know. In 1992, I went to a high school in Chicago. I don't recall the name right now, but me and my boy High C, we went out to perform. Do you know who we were? I had a chance to. We were in the auditorium. We had a chance to speak to them. We took pictures of them. Sometimes I post my throwbacks, and I saw something, bro, that really, really like touched me. And as weird as it may sound, okay, what I'm about to say. I grew up watching. I think it was Good Times. I think it was based out of Chicago.
All right. Yeah.
So I saw the I don't want to call them apartments, but like the projects.
Definitely the projects. Yeah, okay. Projects.
So I went to the high school to go speak, and after the little auditorium event that we had, we were walking with the principal. He was a chubby man, you know, took off his belt, and when the bell rang, the kids that were still in the hallway, whack, whack, whack. You know, and I said to myself, do any of the parents like ever complain that like, you know, you hit him? And he goes, no. And I said, oh, okay. He goes, you want to know why, son? And I go, why? He goes, because I love him. Man, that fucking touched me, bro. That really touched me. That parents would not look at him and say, you abused my son. You hit my daughter. Or
right.
No.
Because, you know, and looking on the outside in, that man who's whooping those kids, as crazy as it sounds, is definitely trying to keep them on task. It's almost like the military. It's like, hey, keep you on task, keep you on time, make sure you're doing good, don't fuck up, don't be a fuck up. And that nowadays you can't dip into that because the kids will say that you're abusive, or they're saying that you're abusive, like you're cold-blooded, and it's like, yo, I'm not cold-blooded. I'm just trying to sharpen you into a sharper man, or sharpen you into a sharper young woman, that where you can have smarter decisions, where you're like, hey, if I do this, I will fuck up, you know. So it's like, it's all for good, you know.
You know,
with the right parents are whooping your ass and they're putting love into it. You know, the wrong parents are whooping your ass just to do it and just to get satisfaction out of it. The right parents are whooping your ass because they're genuinely trying to look out for you. You know what I mean? Yeah.
You know, when I used to get in trouble, they used to send me to the dean's office in junior high school. Okay. So the dean, we used to have a thing. I don't know if you guys are my age or maybe younger, but where the school can paddle you. They can literally
that's
paddle
old
you.
school. That's old school. Yeah.
So they said, do you want us to suspend your son or do you want us to paddle him? And my mom said, chingatelo. Fuck his ass. Okay. So
Mama probably like, can I join in?
yeah. So she signed the paper. Okay. But my mom, having 10 kids, she knew what kind of son she had. She knew. Okay. I'd come home and I said, Mom, can you sign this? Because I can't go back to school unless you sign this. She didn't say, what teacher? Tell me. I'll go yell at her. She said, ¿Qué hiciste, cabrón? What did you do? What did you do? She knew what kind of son she had, okay? Okay, I'm going to sign it and I'm going to go talk to your teacher. So she signed it.
She's going to double
And I'm
check.
like, okay, believe me, I was a saint that day at school, okay? Today, it's the reverse. If a fucking kid comes home and he tells Mom, oh, that teacher fucking hates me. She tells me that she hates my guts. The mom's like, ooh, I'm going to go talk to that teacher. I think we need to take time, okay? Because I'm going to suggest this. Teachers should wear body cams so that they can email you that MP4 to you so you can see how your son acts in class,
That's a great point.
okay?
Great point.
Before you talk about the teacher, you know, look how your editor is acting.
We also have to fill our children out and to see, hey, like how you said your moms knew
Yes.
what kind of son you were.
Yes.
That's how I feel in general with when you're raising a child. You need to understand what head is on their shoulders. Like,
Yes.
do they mean well? Are they trying to be the troublemaker? You know, and once you kind of get a feel of where they're at, then you can move on. Like, you can try to understand how to solve that or try to make them, you know, better as a kid. You know, and try to get them in the right direction. But it is finding out what kind of kid you have, and also raising the child. But nowadays, you know, I can see how it's a little bit tougher because we live in a generation where some really, really fucked up shit is praised, and it starts as young as like middle school, the end of elementary school nowadays. So now we're not the only ones raising our kids. It's also people that are close to our kids, like their friends or their friends' moms and stuff. And maybe they're into crazy shit, you know.
You know,
You say YouTube? There you go. Yep. YouTube, iPads, all that shit. Yep.
Let me give you an example of how life was for me and my family growing up. And I'm probably speaking to a lot of people that are my age, okay? And I'm giving you this for a reason, okay? When we ate dinner, we weren't allowed to talk.
It's old school. It's old school.
Yeah. We just ate. You know, when you want to talk, finish your dinner, you can go outside or play with your friends or whatever. In my home, we don't speak English here. You speak Spanish, you want to talk English, go outside with your friends. Okay, cool. Turn off the TV when we eat. No problem. We all ate. That's all we heard was just fucking spoons and fucking forks. Apa, ¿puedo prender la televisión? Can we turn on the TV? Wait till everybody's done. Okay, cool. We all got together as a family. We watched Happy Days. We watched Laverne and Shirley. We watched. We knew when to turn it off when MASH came on. Okay, okay. So every year, one day out of the year, the 10 Commandments came on with Charleston Heston.
Right.
The whole family got together. Every year when The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown came on, we got together. And the highlight of the year was when The Wizard of Oz came on.
Judy Garland. Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
We all got together. Okay? It built family bonds. Today, you can watch that shit whenever the fuck you want.
Yeah, 100%. You can be on the bus. You can be at school. You can be in this classroom watching the damn movie. Like,
I'm
that's
for
great.
families eating together, watching TV together.
I think that's a lost art. I think, or just a lost, whatchamacallit. That's not, I don't see that as much as nowadays.
They're
you know?
destroying the family, bro.
Yeah.
Look, I went to a Chinese restaurant a couple of years ago. And I love this place. It's in Harbor City. And the dad had a nice suit on, older, Chinese man. His wife, they were eating Chinese food. Their son and daughter no lie, on the fucking dinner table like this.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep. Yeah.
And I'm like, where in the fuck did we go wrong? You know, now people may say, look at me like, you know, Tony, you're such a fucking Karen. You know, things change. People, bro, all I'm saying is that I'm more for more family.
Yeah, I think that is lost. I think I can see it visibly, you know, even sometimes my family is really good at like staying glued together like that. But there'll be times where I'm even thinking that in the back of my head. I'm like, hey, we can spend the day together. We can, you know, let's hang out together. You know, I know we're all busy and we got shit going on, but let's find a good time where we can family it out, you know. And I do think it's a lost art because a lot of, I don't know what it is, or if society nowadays thinks it's cool to be on your own and to be a lone wolf, and like the value of family is like decreasing. But I'm a family man. Like I'm family based. You know,
and that's a good thing. You know what? One thing about my grandkids, they like to watch shorts on YouTube. Okay, they like sometimes I walk in and they're watching relationship type of shit. They're 6 years old, and I'm like, "What are you watching?" Because they're twins. Anthony did it, and no, Vincent wanted to see it, and I'm like, "If there's no kids on there, change it." Okay, so they change it. Okay, when they're not on their tablet watching those shorts or on TV watching the shorts, you know what? We go to the park. There's a park a block away. We go there, we play. I give them a couple of hours playing on the swings. I was teaching my grandson how to do dips. Okay. Let's have a race. You know, let's play on the swings or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And then you know what we do? I take a big ass bag of peanuts and there's fucking tons of squirrels. Feed the squirrels. Okay. I climb the tree.
Yeah.
I want to give them that shit, bro.
When's the last time you seen a kid climb a tree?
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
you know what? It's
I
just
agree.
that we have to teach the next generation, because if all we're doing is teaching them how to be fucking TikTokers, you know, when you see people in their late teens and early 20s saying, I want to be a famous YouTuber.
I was gonna say that. Like we're raising YouTubers. We're like future kids are gonna be just like, hey, you know, hey guys, what's up? You know,
Hey,
I can see that.
I was gonna say that people should really watch what their kids are watching on YouTube, because there's a lot of weird and dark shit on there.
Oh yeah,
they're trying to steal your kids, bro.
And there's a lot of people that play games that little kids like.
Yeah,
but it's like a grown man, and he's like narrating it, but speaking in characters, you know what I'm saying?
And he's saying crazy weird stuff, and like, absolutely, it's not appropriate. It's not appropriate
jokes, you know. And if you're not like sitting there listening, paying attention, it kind of goes over your head.
And some of these streamers, this has been popping off recently. Some of these streamers are weirdos, and they have been caught talking to some of these kids. Recently, Dr. Disrespect, this streamer who was like gigantic, and he was recently found talking to a minor, and now his career is fucking tanked. He's done. So, you know, it's I 100% agree. Gotta be careful.
You know what?
Gotta be careful with what your kids are watching.
Yeah, because you know what? Recently, there's a guy that came on. All of a sudden, his name was like Jacoby or something like that, right? And then some guy named Goob. I don't know if you've heard of him, Goob. It's Goob_U2. And this guy, he said, oh, this is the same guy that was showing his. He went to a gym and like was showing like females. Like some 17-year-old girl, he pulled his pants out.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he got busted for that, and his Instagram immediately got deleted, you know, and TikTok, right now is going viral, like on TikTok.
As soon as that hits the outlets, every comment on your Instagram, on your Twitter is going to be that. Like, oh, you really did this, dog? You did this? Shame, dog. Oh, we're not fucking with you no more. And that comment's gonna have 100,000 likes. Like, we're not fucking with you no more. Like, it's done.
Yeah.
But yeah, right. Like, it depends. Like, if you're a scumbag, you're a scumbag. So, but I 100% agree that we just have to be careful with what the kids are subscribed to, because there are some really creeps out there. And there's some creeps with gigantic fan bases, with big fan bases too.
And that's the problem too, because a lot of these people are not really anybody. you know, and they're probably like broke, some of them, you know,
Yeah.
and they're over there pretending, just like using followers as like money. Like this is
Right.
this is what I have.
Like the clout, the status. Oh, I
But
have a certain
The thing is
status.
that anybody could go and buy fake
Yeah.
views and fake
That's true. Yeah,
fake
yeah.
followers.
Fake bots, fake
Yeah.
comments, make it look real.
I follow a page on Instagram. I think it's called DAP, Dads Against Predators or Pedophiles.
Okay.
And
I follow those kind of joints. Yeah, yeah. I watch all those kind of shits.
bro, like, you got guys my fucking age, bro, and then they're like, "Hey, Darren, are you home? Yeah. What are you talking about? Were you talking to Christine? Christine who? We got it all right here, pal.
Yeah, it's on the chat log.
Yeah,
It's
she's
on the chat
13 years
log.
old.
Yep.
You know, and you're 60,
Like,
and
when-
then the wife comes out. What are you talking about? Okay, babe, I was talking to a 13-year-old girl. I was supposed to meet her tomorrow. Like, what the?
Yeah. Yeah, there's some sick ass people, bro.
Look, if I ever go to jail, bro, it's going to be for some shit like that.
It's
But
gonna be
it's
for
gonna
me
be-
murdering one of these motherfuckers. Like, I'm like, you trying to talk to my son? Like, you dead. Like,
Amen.
Fucking
That's all.
dead, yeah.
And I'm going to smile when they take my mugshot.
Rapper Afro goes to jail for beating up a child molester. And looks like, you know, the judge gave him leniency because he did a good thing.
Yeah, exactly. So, anyways, other than that, big dog, there was one more question before we got out of here. Ever since I started drinking, I started forgetting.
No, you're good. You're straight. You're straight.
Okay. Anything you want to bring up? Maybe you could jog my memory.
Nah, I mean the one thing I wanted to bring on was the MK Ultra because I was one of the few one of the subjects I was passionate about is something something that I've always like tried to study when I was younger and see what's going on with that shit. So
The movie The Experiment with Forrest Whitaker, you got to check that out.
no, oh yeah, absolutely. Check out The Experiment, and there's also another movie called The Stansford Experiment that's around the same vein as that Forrest Whitaker film.
Yeah.
And that one's actually pretty. There's a couple films like that that are pretty well done.
Hey, bro, did you watch The Godfather of Harlem with Forrest Whitaker?
Yeah, he's a beast. I love Forrest. Forrest is a beast.
Wow. I'm going to be going to Harlem again soon, bro. I've been to Harlem several times.
Yeah. I got to take a picture. I've been to Harlem twice in my life, and I got to take a picture in front of the Big L mural. There's a Big L mural.
Oh, yeah,
right
I
there
got
in
my
Harlem.
picture right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I took a pic right there.
Yeah, bro.
So
And
that was like the first time I ever visited New York, almost 10 years ago.
And my boy told me, like, he got killed right here. Like, I was like, fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, and to me, I'm an energy guy, and I could feel that shit. Like when I stood in front of the ODB mural, I stood in front of the Big L mural, and I could just feel.
What about
it.
the Biggie? Did you go to the
Yeah,
Biggie one?
I did. Yeah, I took a big. I have a picture of me in the Biggie face.
At
yeah.
on Best Eye?
Yeah.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I posted that one up. I haven't posted the Big L one in a minute, but I'll post it up again soon. And then I went to somebody else, bro. I'm trying to remember who else. But I've been out there a couple of times. But I always, you know, even though this is not a rap, like, if you will, conversation, I always tell anybody that's from the West Coast or from anywhere, Texas or whatnot, go where it all started.
Oh,
Go to
yeah.
New York.
Go to the birthplace.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go to the birthplace.
I went right there. Cool Herc was it August 11, 1973.
Yeah,
I was
Sedgwick
right-
Ave.
Yeah.
Sedgwick Ave. Mm-hmm.
I went there, bro. Like,
I'm a nerd. I'm like, when I first went to New York, that was one of the first places I had to go was Sedgwick Ave.
Yeah.
I told my boy, I was like, please drive me there. Let's take pics.
that's like Mecca. That's the Kaaba. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
that's where you got to go. Like, even if you
yeah,
just,
you need to at least once in your life. If you're a hip hop head, at least once in your life.
yeah. I know a lot of New York heads try to discredit that. Look, bro, don't hate. Just count it that, you know, because DJ Charlie Chase recently was on Drink Champs, and he said Latinos were here from day one, bro, and I get it. I believe you. You're Latino, you know. But he said, you know, there were parties going on before that. And I'm like, yeah, I understand that. And then Chris the Glove Taylor, a legend from the West Coast, he was here like 3 times. And he said, you know, why does his party, you know, signify where hip hop started? Bro, I don't know, you know, but I'm just saying that's what.
Yeah. And I always say, sure, being the first person to innovate something or the very, very, very first person is very special. But people always like to count out the second person or the third person or the fourth person out of the million people that are contributing to hip hop. I'm like, bro, look at the third and fourth person. They're just as equally as important. They were there. It's just as long, you know? So I'm like, maybe Kool Herc wasn't the first person. I don't know. I'm 26 years old. But I can definitely say that Kool Herc was one of the very first people there. And I think that's equally as important because I think it's as a young guy, I think it's very important to respect the pioneers.
Right.
And that's my whole thing in hip hop. Like people who are familiar with my music, one of the things I do the most is show respect to the to the pioneers, because even if you're not the first one, you know, if you're the fourth, fifth guy, you were there. You were there.
Say it wasn't August 11th, 1973. Hypothetically, say it wasn't.
Yeah.
Say that it was fucking October 30th, 1972. People will be saying, that guy George, he wasn't the first one. They'll be saying the same shit, bro.
Right, yeah. And I'm like, yo, he's as equally as important, though, because he was there. He was there.
Say it was fucking 1968, and there was a guy named fucking Pedro Gonzalez. He was a Puerto Rican from Colombia that moved to New York, and he started the first hip-hop party. I knew guys that went to hip-hop before him. Even then. It had to start somewhere.
Yeah.
So, and they give it to Kool Herc. So... whatever. He was a DJ, bro. Like,
yeah, and then first MC, I'm really cool with. They say it's Coke La Rock. And I've gotten pleasure.
But now, do we really believe that he was the first MC? No, he was probably the first MC to get recognized, and I respect that.
Right.
You know, I respect that. Look. Let me tell you. To all the MCs that were before him, and to all the DJs that were before Kool Herc, much love and respect, bro.
That's how I feel. Yeah,
that's it.
And that's how things. You know, it's sad, but that's how things are. I mean, there are plenty times where the very, very, very first person might not get that recognition. It's the fourth or the fifth person that might get the record. Like they're the ones that might have either perfected it or ran with it longer or gave it more notoriety, gave it more spotlight on it. And so
Here's another one. I'm gonna throw at you, okay? Because this is just the way people are, and I'm sorry to say it. Afro, half black, half Mexican.
That's right. Blaxican.
What year were you born?
97.
97, okay? Tony, there were more blacks and Mexicans that were born before 97. How do you praise this guy? Do you see what I'm saying? So, it's like, anyways, that's all I'm going to say. So it's just.
True, though. It's a good point.
That's just the way we are.
It's a good point. I'm definitely not the first black and Mexican, you know, but I'm there. I'm black and Mexican, so I feel equally contributing.
And I have nephews that are black and Mexican, and I love them to death. And that's why I can't stand when Raza talks bad about black people, because it really fucking bothers me, bro. Like, it does.
I always say one of my favorite songs, Exhibit did a song called Black and Brown.
Yeah.
And he talks about that, like, as far as like the tension between, and he's like, yo, we should be getting along. Like, there's a bigger enemy. There's a way bigger enemy, you know? And I'm like, imagine how powerful we would be, black and brown uniting together. Like, that's,
you know,
we would be unstoppable. You know,
Afro,
we'd be fucking, you know.
Can you imagine if I hated blacks, okay? And I look at you and I go, I hate half of you.
That's crazy. I'd be like, damn. I feel unwelcome as a motherfucker.
No, don't leave. You're Mexican.
Right. Like, half of you's with me.
Like, it's stupid, man.
I'm like, so you half racist. It's crazy.
Like, it's really stupid now. Honestly, we need to cut that shit out, man. As a people, we need to cut that shit out. So.
And I'm a big advocate for, black and brown. Just unity. I know as cheesy as that sounds, it's real. Like, unity goes a very long way, and it shows how. That's fucking creepy.
Did you see that?
I did. Did y'all see this fucking glass move by itself?
Okay, that's a freaky tale. So
we got it on camera.
All good. Okay. Other than that, Alex, you got anything to ask Afro? Anything you want to bring up? Anything you want to say? Is there a specific topic? Whatever. Or I know we got that poll.
Yeah, I got that right here.
And I see you got some super chats over there, so let's go.
Yeah. Okay. Well, first the poll. That was an hour ago, 163 votes.
Wow. Wow.
The question is, do you think time travel is possible? And 61% said yes, and 39% said no.
Okay.
Okay.
So majority said yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We got some super chats over there.
I don't see why not. I don't see I don't see why not if it was real. You know,
I just wouldn't want to interfere.
I don't want to fuck anything up.
And you know what, Afro, before he reads that shit off. Hold on. I'm just having a moment because, again, I'm a man that misses my mother and my father dearly.
Yeah.
And I had a dream not too long ago, and I shouldn't even be saying this, but I'm going to say it. I went back in time in my dream, and I saw my mom and my dad, and they were coming out of the church, and they had 3 children. These are my 3 oldest siblings, okay? And I was standing across the street from the church, and they were coming out. And I saw my mom and I saw my dad as young people. And I went up to them, and I went up to my mom, and I said, Mom. And she didn't recognize me, and it hurt me. And I called my dad, and he didn't recognize me. So I had to remind myself in my dream that they haven't had me yet.
Yeah.
And I said, if you ever have another son in the future, name him Antonio. That's my name. And my mom looked at me kind of weird, and it bothered me that she looked at me kind of weird. My dad was like, who are you? Who are you? And I woke up, and it fucking bothered me, bro. Like, so I'm like, okay, if time travel's passable, I don't want to go back.
Yeah, right. 'Cause I felt like you were living a crazy ass movie scene right there.
Yes.
Yeah, like straight up. And the fact you were going through that, maybe some Back to the Future shit happened in your dream.
Yes.
Because
yes.
I always feel like dreams are broken up into segments. Like they're broken up into chapters. Like sometimes you'll dream and it'll kick you right into the action. And then sometimes you'll have another dream and it's the build up, you know? So like, I feel like with that dream, you would just bong right into that action,
Yes,
you know?
bro.
And it's just like, damn, what did I do to change this? You know, what did I do to switch it up?
And I was like, Ma. You know, she was like, who are you?
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. I'd be bugging out too. I'd be distraught. I'd be like, damn, like, you know.
Yeah. All good. Go ahead, bro.
Okay, I actually got a good comment right here. I'll read it first. It
Go
says, he said it's 3 a.m. here in Florida. Keep it going.
Oh, shit. Wow. Yo, thank you.
Peace to Florida. Peace to Florida.
Peace to Florida. Go ahead, bro. What else?
Okay, AA dropped $2.
Okay.
He said, thought you were gonna take calls for a few seconds.
Thank you. You know what? With all due respect, it's just that sometimes I get so caught up in the conversation that I pick.
It happens.
You know what? We'll do another one.
Yeah.
Eventually, we'll do another one.
Yeah, I would love to come back. When I come back, I'll happily answer any calls you
We'll
guys
take more
want.
calls than
want.
conversation.
Yeah,
My
absolutely.
apologies.
Okay, Enrique Ledesma dropped $1.99. He said, Rhodium Radio stays spitting facts.
Thank you, my
All
brother.
right.
Thank you.
Okay, BK and BM dropped dropped 99 cents. They put a crying emoji.
I don't know what that crying emoji means. Maybe it was
It was at 11:52. So
it was something we said, and it was. Go ahead, bro.
If it was something emotional and personal, I don't mean to laugh at you, but yeah.
Okay, Bosley, child of the cosmos, dropped $10, and she just put a flying something,
Thank you, Bosley.
a flying chicken or something.
Thank you, Bosley. You're a faithful viewer, follower, and she always calls in. So thank you
And
for
she
that.
also became a member. So
Thank
shout
you,
out to her.
Bosley. Oh, you know what? We're gonna be dropping some shit soon. So thank you for that.
Yeah, and AA dropped $5 around 10:30, and he said, "Yeah, put your money where your boca is, and make sure to listen to Afro's music. Peace."
Oh,
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, bro. Thank you.
Absolutely.
And that's it.
For those, once again, I just want to promote you real fast, Afro. A lot of people that don't know who Afro is, Afro not only has been on Vlad TV, been a Queen Latifah show, and Jimmy Fallon, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
And he's been on a couple of movies or a couple of TV shows. Can you kind of fill us in just for the people that are just tuning in?
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. I was I've always been a gigantic movie nerd, so being able to act was a really cool opportunity, and being able to be in front of the screen. I got to be on a VH1 TV movie called The Breaks that turned into a spinoff and on a TV show, and I was able to be in 3 episodes playing the same character that I played in the movie and in the TV movie. And I've also been in a horror movie with a really trippy name called Bitch Ass. And it's a goofy name. And it was filmed with a shoestring budget, about $30,000, which is a lot to us. But in Hollywood numbers, it's like tiny. It's like pennies in Hollywood world. But that one was a lot of fun because I've always wanted to act in horror films and tap into that territory. And I got to do it with that. But yeah, I have a little decent acting experience. And it was something I always pursued. I always loved hip hop, but I always loved Denzel growing up. And I'm like, I want to be that. I want to be, on the movie screen. So that was 2 things I would always, 2 things I would always balance. Yeah.
You know what, Afro, and I'm glad you were in a horror movie because I think I told you when we were on Freaky Tales, I said, one day when I do my horror movie, because that's, my thing is this, like, I'm 56 years old, bro, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, how many years do I have left? Maybe 15. I'm going to do a horror movie, bro. And I'm going to do it based on the 80s, and I want you to run the video store scene.
Bro, whatever you need, bro, I'm there.
You know what I'm saying?
Whatever character, I got you, bro.
Like I need you.
I would love to. That would be such a fun character.
Like,
I'll nerd out. Oh, you need this. You need this right here. Yo, I'd recommend this right here. You need Day to Dead. You need Day to Dead in your life right there. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. Now, I'm going to say what I'm going to do it on, and I'm going to tell you why. Because one thing that I can say about this podcast that started in September 11, 2019, it inspired a lot of podcasters. And a lot of podcasters today have life because of Rhodium Radio.
Nice.
Tony, yeah, you inspired me. Some people hate on me, but they don't want to tell me that I inspired them. But once again, Afro, I never met a hater in person. I made all these podcasters.
Behind the keyboards.
Yes.
Yeah.
And every time they see me, hey, Tony, you inspired me. I didn't know who I was inspiring. I was just trying to promote a documentary, okay? But with all that being said is this, like, ultimately, what I want to do is just shine light on people that are struggling to get out there as far as their music, as far as their acting, as far as their writing, as far as producing, directing, whatever. I've had directors, I've had mayors here, I've had authors here, I've had rappers here, I've had actors here, okay? So my ultimate goal of all of this, bro, I want to do a horror movie, bro.
Oh, bro, you have to. You have to, man.
So here's my idea.
Got to do it.
And I'm saying it here first. I want to do a 1980s horror movie based, a vampire 80s movie based out of Inglewood.
All right, fire. I'm in.
Okay?
I'm in. I'm in, bro.
That's what I want to do. Okay?
I'm in.
And the type of vampire that I want to use, I'm going to let you guys know. The Nosferatu looking type of vampire that was in
Count Orlok.
That was in Salem's Lot. Remember that?
Fire. That'd be fire.
Okay. That nobody's using that type of vampire, bro.
Yo, and you might be I'm not sure if the person who did the makeup on the Salem's Lot, you might be able to link with some of the family of the person who did the makeup and be like, yo, like how was he able to do the makeup? Are there any tips you can give me? You can actually, you can link up with that family and be like, oh, your father did an incredible job. How do I, I'd love to involve you.
Bro, okay, remember that movie Get Out?
Yeah.
Remember how it was serious but a dash of humor?
Right. There's sprinkles of humor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, do you remember that cop from fucking he's fucking amazing actor. Gone in 60 Seconds. That was after Nicolas Cage. The bald guy. You know who he is.
I know his face. Yeah, okay. I know his face.
Okay, let me see. The cop from Gone in 60 Seconds.
According to IMDb, Timothy Oliphant, Detective Drykoff.
Okay, Okay, let me see.
Was it Timothy Oliphant? Nah, I don't think
That's
so.
him. That's him, my big dog. Look, that's him.
Oh, Delroy Lindo.
Yeah.
I love Delroy Lindo. He's one of my favorite actors. Yeah.
I want him to be my detective in this movie.
Delroy is one of the greatest.
You already know what he's gonna bring.
He's one of the greatest, yeah. He's like Delroy is an extremely underrated actor.
See,
He's been in some
one of the guys.
He's been in some of the biggest movies ever, but he's never not brought up in the greatest actors conversation. Like
Bro.
he's incredible, yeah.
Like,
And he's British. Did you know that?
no
He's a
shit.
British actor. That's how great he is. Because you would think he's just a regular, like from the hood dude, or like a wise old kind of black, like. But he's British, dude. Those dudes are monsters.
Okay. After we get off of here, I'm gonna walk you to where I believe I'm gonna film my first scene. I'm gonna.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
right around my corner. Okay.
I'm with it, bro.
Okay.
I'm excited. That's gonna be dope.
I want him to pull up and it's like, what the fuck's going on? A vampire? Like,
Yeah,
really?
that's gonna be fire.
Like, he brings that serious comedy type of like humor.
Yeah, because Fright Night. You know, Fright Night has
my God.
beautiful humor in it, great humor. It's creepy. The makeup effects are great, but there's also the humor in it too that
Yes.
makes you laugh. So
Yeah. Peter Vincent.
I love that balance. Yeah, it's
Peter
classic,
Vincent, famous vampire killer. Like,
dude.
fuck.
It's incredible.
Okay. Let me just stop because we'll be here all night. I don't want to say good night, but anyways, Afro, anything I didn't ask you, or if not, give your shout outs.
Yo, I can't think of much, but just grateful to be here. Tony, thank you for having me, brother. If you guys want to check me out, Frotizzle Reviews, I'm pretty much just really nerding out on movies, games. I even do some little bit of music reviews as well, some album reviews, but I'm mainly rooted in, there's a lot of horror content and material on my channel if you want. And if you're just a nerd like me, if you love movies, give me a watch when you can. Yeah, that's Frotizzle Reviews. And also some music coming out too. I got some projects coming out, dropping 2024. I'm doing a posse cut with 60 MCs. It's going to be my posse part 3. My first one was 38 MCs. Second one was about 55, and my third one might be my final. I'm producing them all myself. And this one I'm still in development, but it's going to be 60 MCs. So I'm excited. That's coming out around the end of this year.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. You know what? If you don't mind me asking you, women hate to be asked their age. So I'm going to ask you for the fans' sake. How old are you, bro?
I'm 26. Yeah. I turned 27 in August next month.
Okay. He's 26 years old. Okay. One of my sons is 33 and the other one is 24. And he's 26. This guy could be my son. And, and the only reason why I'm saying that is because it's such a beautiful thing that God has allowed me to communicate with different generations. Bro, you're an old soul. I'm a young soul.
Bro, I'm a 80-year-old man in a 26-year-old body.
You see what I'm saying?
Because I can't think of any other 26-year-olds that enjoy James Cagney, Humphrey Bogart type of films, Robert Johnson's Son House, just really old school, really 1920s, 30s type of shit. Like, that's just me. That's how I'm a nerd. I'm a nerd. So
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Are you a fan of, and I'm not sure you are, it's Bela Lugosi, Boris Karloff on Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying, guys?
Those are the guys, like if you want to be an actor, you gotta study guys like Bela Lugosi, Lou Chaney.
Yeah, Boris Karloff.
Boris Karloff. You have to study these guys because these guys totally transformed into these creatures. And it's not as easy as they made it seem because they're so natural. That's how great actors are. They make it look natural. But me as a studier, I'm like, dude, the fact these guys actually, like Lou Chaney's actually hunching his back for Notre Dame. Things like that, like really cool acting choices that you don't see as much nowadays. It's like, it's really classic shit, you know? And it's more armor it's more material for your armor. It's more stuff for you to learn. It's more stuff, more knowledge for your brain.
Lon Chaney, who played the werewolf, he'd always like, lock me up.
Yeah. That's classic shit, bro.
because he was about to turn into a werewolf. Other than that, look, you know what? I just want to thank my team. Alex Cervantes Enterprise, the Hip Hop Jedi. Let me thank Marvelous Inc., my son B. Scanless, our moderator, Forever Genesis, and also, once again, just want to thank one more time, Afro.
Thank you so
Much
much,
love,
guys.
much
Thank you guys for
respect.
tuning in. Thank you.
Absolutely, and he'll be back, so stay tuned. Thank you. Please like, subscribe, share, this episode. Thank you.
And
We're out of here.
if you real quick, if you guys have an IMDb like I do, just like a movie website, Freaky Tales is also on IMDb. If you guys want to give it a rating out of 10, I do a lot of IMDb work as far as updating pages, so I'm still updating the episodes on Freaky Tales, but a good chunk are on there. So if you guys want to give it a rating on there or just check it out, and it's on display. So
Thank you.
yeah.
Let's go. Here, see, dark.
Brother,